Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue.
Our sports update deliverer. The Cool.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today. You know what, Reid? You might be on to something.
All right, here's what's going on in the nest.
There once was a weekend so long, Queen Victoria wearing naught but a thong. Jay went to the pool. That man is no fool. With his friends, like Reid, where he belongs.
Oh, wow.
I just thought of that off the top of my head. Spur of the moment. How about that image of Queen Victoria, everybody? Yeah, hey? That'll get you set for the long weekend. Queen Victoria was the Queen of the United Kingdom from June 20th, 1837 to January 22nd, 1991. A longer reign than any of her predecessors. Do you know who since has reigned longer as a British monarch? Queen Elizabeth II reigned for 70 years. Queen Victoria reigned for 63. Fun facts of the monarchy. What are people who are interested in the monarchy called? Monarchists?
Yeah.
Or are they just people who think that we should all have kings and queens? I don't know. But there are some people who are really into the monarchy.
Like they follow
they
it.
know, they know, well, and they know the succession of everybody currently alive. Like they know after Charles, it's, I don't even know the oldest kid's name. Is it George, Henry, Andrew?
No, Prince
William.
William.
It's William.
They call him Billy.
Right, and then who's their oldest kid? They do call him. We shall call him Billy. That was the Queen one day. You know, I'm comfortable. Why don't we break it up? Why don't we mix it up? Enough of this, William. He'll be Billy. How about that? Oh, there's the old advisor. Well, you know, my lady, the traditional British name is William, for especially when he's going to ascend to king. Oh, posh with tradition. I've reigned for decades. He's Billy. He'll be King Billy someday. And then she's, okay, see you. does her wave. But some people know what do they call it? The succession plan? The succession to the throne? I'm sure you can find a list. Okay, it's this person, then it's this person. Like somebody right now is sitting there, they're 24th in line to the throne. And they probably joke around, with their friends. Hey. Don't piss me off. When I'm king, and they're all like, oh, Jerry, you're never going to be king. No, too soon?
No, are you into that?
No, I'm not.
Like when...
I just think it's funny.
Well, I guess it's King Charles now, right?
He's King Charles.
King Charles, and then Prince William.
I think he would be yes.
Didn't they kick Harry out?
Or he left willingly. Was that Harry and Meghan?
Yeah. How can you kick him out?
I certainly wouldn't kick her out of my house.
You're a little fiery here on a Friday.
Friday of a long weekend. People were all upset other days this week because I was complaining about stuff.
Imagining the monarch running around and
I'll be all happy now.
Skivvies.
Succession to the British throne. Charles, William,
Billy,
George, Charlotte.
George must be William's
Louis. So William, I believe, has 3 children. Prince George, who was born in 2013, so that makes him like 15. I don't know.
So
Prince Charlotte, and then Prince Louis, born in 2018.
Prince Charlotte, Princess Charlotte.
What did I say? Princess Charlotte. I'm gender neutral.
What happened to you today?
Then after that, it goes to Prince Harry.
So he's got no shot. He ain't outlisted.
Then it's Prince Andrew, who was born in 1960. He's 8th. So then it's Harry and his 2 kids are 5 through 7. And yeah, so how far down does this go? This is just the beauty of Wikipedia. It goes down to who is the 64th person in line to the throne. Zanuska Mowat, born 1990. So she can probably sit there and be like, hey, 64. Imagine like she beats somebody. So tell me something interesting about yourself, Zanuska. Hey, look up this Wikipedia page. Okay. Scroll down. That's me.
So Prince Andrew is after succession of the kids of his
no,
Prince,
but it's the older Prince Andrew.
Cherry.
It's 1960.
Yeah. Ironic.
But that's not the one that married Meghan.
No.
Okay.
Prince Andrew got his own
Is
issues.
that Charles's brother?
Most likely.
Yeah, I think so. There's somebody listening who knows all this stuff that is like, yeah, Reid, I can name all these people. It's pretty cool.
Is it though?
I think it's cool to have knowledge. I think it's cool to be interested in something. As I said,
okay.
I like it when people have passions. I like it when people know something and get into it, even if it's not something I'm interested in. Like if I met somebody who was like, hey, I know everything about the monarchy, I'd be like, okay, tell me who's 35th in line to the throne. And then I'd go to that Wikipedia page and check him. And then I would want to know, how do you know this? What drew you into this? Why do you care so much? I think that part of it is. Now, I would talk to that person and it wouldn't make me go, oh, I got to learn this myself, but I would enjoy that interaction with them, probably.
Is it interesting that the U.S., like they'll go there, like the president of the United States will go there and they'll do a royal visit?
I think
because they're not part of the Commonwealth.
No,
the Royals mean nothing to them.
I think that's just the Americans reminding them who came out on top. That's just the Americans. What a trash talk. You know, I remember when you founded our colony. How did that go for you? Yeah, you guys still have a stake in America? Oh no! What happened? Oh, what happened? I think that's why the Americans go visit the monarchs. Yeah. Anyway,
that's as fictional as a gentleman's sweep, Reid.
It really is. It really is. All right. Hey, how you doing, everybody? It is the Friday of a long weekend. The Edmonton Oilers will not play this weekend. There was an off chance they would have played tomorrow if both Carolina and Dallas had won. West Final would have started tomorrow night in Dallas. It does not. So it's a weekend. And I think Oilers fans need it because Oilers fans are heavily invested. There are a lot of people are planning their lives or portions of their lives around watching the games or as much of the game as they can, including you. I mean, for me, it's easy because I've been doing it for a while.
And you don't have children.
No, I really have no responsibilities outside of work, and I don't even handle the work responsibilities very well. But so it's truly a long weekend. Now, I know you got to work tomorrow, which we'll talk about. But does that really work, what you're doing tomorrow?
I've worked every long weekend for the past
that's a good point.
30 years of my life.
Slinging furniture.
Whatevs.
Yeah. Now, yeah, you can work on the May long weekend, and you don't have to end every conversation by saying, would you like an end table with that? So bonus for you.
Maybe I will.
Yeah, bonus for you. So anyway, you can have a stress-free Oiler fan weekend. You can watch these other teams try to win series in 6 or even 7 games. What do we got tonight? The Maple Leafs are playing. Les Panthers de Floride.
Yes.
So maybe the Leafs will be out. Maybe they'll force Game 7. Jets and Stars play tomorrow. If that goes to Game 7, great. Keep banging away at each other and get tired to face the Oilers. So you can have you could have a hockey-free weekend if you want, or you can have a sports-free. You can have a weekend free of your Oilers stress. I
think that's probably
the Oilers not going to go to overtime. Nobody's going to block a shot or whatever. And then you can get the energy fired up for when the West Final starts, probably Wednesday or Thursday. So that's pretty cool. You can also reach out to us. Why wouldn't you?
Why not?
Maybe you want to tell us about the succession to the British throne, or pick another country with a monarchy. Tell us who's next up. You can email Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, Jay at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. You can also text us. 780-218-9999 is the afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. And you can also converse with us and, more importantly, with each other in the Nasty Chat. That's our chat stream that's going on YouTube. Jasmine is in there, one of our EST colleagues. We got a lot of our old favorites like Matt Hyman, like Rip City Step, like Bronco Nick, just to name a few. Hopefully some new people will jump in as well. And give us a thumbs up. We have an excellent streak of getting to 200 likes during the postseason, right? So we want to keep that going. So don't delay. Get in there and give us a thumbs up right away, and let's build toward another 200 thumb show. A reminder that if we get to 100 and then Jay gives me a double word of the day at the end of the show. So don't delay. Go on YouTube and
click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
All right, perfect. So we're still gonna talk about some Oilers related, lots of Oilers related stuff today. As we move through the course of the show, Chris Knobloch did answer some questions from the media earlier today. I want to get to this one here early in the show, an update such as it was on Matthias Ekholm.
Yeah, he is day-to-day, and I'm not anticipating him being ready for game 1 or 2, but we're optimistic that maybe sometime in this third round he will join us.
All right, so he's day-to-day, but not really. Because he's ruling him out for the first 2 games of the series, which could be as late as next Thursday and Saturday.
Yeah, it could be over a week.
So what I'm hearing there is it's Matthias Ekholm, while improving, is still at least a week away from playing. And I'm not hearing there a guarantee that he's going to play in the third round. I'm hearing that it's possible. I'm certainly not hearing a guarantee that Ekholm will return from game 3. I want to clarify that because when he gave that clip earlier today, I did see the odd tweet or conversation saying Ekholm's in for game 3. Hold on, everybody. I don't think that's what Knobloch is saying there at all.
Yeah, he is day-to-day, and I'm not anticipating him being ready for game 1 or 2, but we're optimistic that maybe sometime in this third round he will join us.
Optimistic that maybe sometime in this third round he will join us. So maybe he'll play after the second game of the West Final. That's what I'm hearing based on that information today, which we know can change, but that's what I get out of that.
Yeah, and I'm kind of torn about this because you don't want to rush something back, especially, what was it? Some sort of a groin injury. I believe what was reported. Is that correct, Reid?
Yeah, we think it's something like that. Yes.
So that's like a muscle thing, hamstring, groin, like similar to your hamstring, where if you trigger that again, it could be back to square one.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know what it everybody's individual on their, I guess, ability to recover from an injury. But you just hope they're not rushing this back. And if the Oilers can go out and play game 1 and 2 without him and compete and play the way they have been recently, there's no reason to rush him. Right?
Well, you'd like to have him back. But if he's not healthy,
absolutely.
So we'll see. I mean, he's a very significant player, but that's the update that we have there from Chris Knobloch. So here's what's going on. I want to remind you, we have some other programming to keep in mind over the weekend. Well, and even tonight, because we got the Stingers game at 6:30 tonight, right here in Edmonton Sports Talk. We stream all their games. They're in Winnipeg, I believe. To play, is it the Sea Bears?
Sea Bears.
The Sea Bears. A lot of bears in that Sea of Winnipeg.
Have you seen the size of those?
If you go to the beach of the Sea of Winnipeg, you just see bears floating in the sea. Like, they are everywhere. Yeah, they don't come on land, though, so you're fine if you're to stay on the beach.
They can't walk. They can only swim.
Yeah, purely aquatic.
Are we going to get into another
purely aquatic bears
bear conversation?
Did we have another one?
We had bears versus shark. Or no, bear versus lion or tiger, I think.
Did we?
No, it was bear versus shark.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't remember that. I'm sure I was here for it, but I don't remember it. So that's tonight. Tomorrow from 10 a.m. to noon, Tom Gazzola, Sean Bell, Hello Hockey. Regular programming during the hockey season. And then from noon to 2 tomorrow, what's on the stream here, Milne?
Yeah, so Maddie and I are going to be out at Emerald Hills in Sherwood Park for the Elks Fan Day. I believe they're practicing from 9 to 11. Maddie might be around. Anyways, the part where you can get, there's tons going on. There's going to be autograph signings. There's going to be alumni there that you can have your autograph, get an autograph from them. It's a really accessible event. Let's put it that way. If you want to come down, get a picture with some of your favorite Elks, tomorrow is the day to do it. And there's tons of other stuff going on. There's food trucks. There's lots of great entertainment for free for children as well. So if you want to have a look at this new team, and if you haven't been to Emerald Hills in Sherwood Park, it's worth the drive. It's a beautiful little facility. It's kind of in a bowl shape. But just a beautiful facility, and come out and check out, see what's going on with your hometown team, and it's all free. So
yeah, awesome.
And Maddie and I will be there.
And to get you ready for that and excited about the upcoming season, Elks head coach Mark Kilam is joining us today at 5:00.
Yes.
So in an hour and 44 minutes, we got Mark Kilam on this very show, Elks head coach. So very cool to have him on today too. I probably should have mentioned that before I went on the tangent about the British monarchy.
Yeah, important stuff first, Reid.
All right, 780-218-9999 is how you can text us, the River Cree Resort Casino inbox. So this weekend, the May long weekend, the Victoria Day long weekend, and I think it's important to call it that to recognize the greatness that was Queen Victoria. This is our off-topic topic, which is something we have fun with every day here on the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. Presented by William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. And I think, I know there's the official seasons that start, September 21st is autumn, December 21st is winter, then you get March 21st is spring, and then June 21st is summer. Those are the general starts of the seasons. But I feel as if in this part of the globe, summer kind of feels like it's starting now. I know we've had some warm days, things are turning green, I know people are golfing, but I feel this weekend is sort of, it really feels like summer. And I think there's a bit of something special about the Victoria Day weekend, because maybe you launch into that, or it's your first long weekend where the weather's really good, and maybe you plan something around the good weather, or you go to a lake, or you go golfing, or you go hiking, or you go rappelling, or you go hang gliding, or something like that. So we want to know your Victoria Day long weekend. You call it a tradition, or just something you do on the Victoria Day long weekend that gets you into the summer mindset.
Well, May long is kind of a milestone in terms of things you need to do, weather-wise, activity-wise. Like, for instance, summer tires can now, or winter tires can now officially come off. May long's kind of like the point of no return. You're not expecting to see any of these freak snowstorms anymore, right?
Oh, old man Winter's cackling at that.
Winter tires, who needs them? Garden, time to go in.
Better plant it.
Better
Should it
get
already
it in.
be planted?
Well, the meatier things, yes, like potatoes, peas, onions, those can have already been planted. But the leafier items, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a start of spring. I've never had a tradition on May long.
Well, maybe we'll learn. We'll do some learning.
I guess
about
it's
others.
Elks Fan Day now.
We'll get to know others.
Yeah. Do you?
No.
You don't have any traditions.
Not really.
Yeah.
I just live day to day. Well, hey, as the Oilers have become a perennial playoff team, you can't plan too far ahead, right? Might be a game to work or broadcast to work in my previous job.
True. Very good point.
So you can let us know about those, 780-218-9999. texting the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. You can post in the nasty chat on YouTube. Remember to give us the thumbs up. We should be able to get to 100. We're basically at 50 now. So let's make an early push here for 100, and then we can build from there. But you can post in the nasty chat too if you're comfortable doing that publicly. Sound fair?
Fair.
I mentioned we have Elks coach Mark Kilam coming up at 5 o'clock today. We're going to have Quinn Phillips, friend of EST, former global television sportscaster, and now with the Downtown Edmonton Business Association. She's going to hop on as well. I called her earlier today, and she was doing one of those big, everybody's doing like a pedal bike thing on White Ave, but it's like you're at a bar. I think that's what she was doing.
Yeah, this could be interesting.
So hopefully she's in a state to be coherent.
Hopefully she's in good spirits.
Oh, my goodness, Jason Milne. Sorry, she's the Director of Marketing and Communications for the Edmonton Downtown Business Association. Full title. And coming up next, I really had to dig hard to find this next guest.
You did.
Coming up at 3:20. Former NHL goaltender. I'll just leave it there. We got a former NHL goaltender joining us after the break.
The Canes await the winner of the Panthers-Leafs series. Florida leading 3-2 ahead of Game 6, with Florida winning 3 straight games. Puck drop for that one goes at 6 o'clock. And in the NFL, Mr. Relevant from the 2022 draft, Brock Purdy has signed a 5-year contract extension with the 49ers worth $265 million. Over $180 million of that is guaranteed for the 25-year-old quarterback, locked up through 2030. Basketball has the Knicks looking to close out their series against the Celtics. New York up 3-2 in that one, losing Game 5 by a 25-point spread. And for the Stingers, they're back in action tonight for Game 2 of their season to challenge the Sea Bears in Winnipeg. Tip-off for that one is at 6:30. You can listen to the game on any of EST's audio streams and check out the full schedule at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Meanwhile, one game is wrapped up with tons of action still to go in baseball. Bowden Francis gets the ball for the Jays in their series opener against the Tigers. First pitch for that one goes just after 5 and live. Right now, it's the Guardians and Reds runless midway through the first inning. This sports update is brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you're stuck with a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at advantagesportmed.ca to book an appointment today. A very special guest, former NHL goaltender, joining us in studio. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
2 guys and a goalie.
We hadn't seen Edmonton and Vegas both play their best game. And I would still argue, I don't think that was Edmonton's best game. I don't think it was their best game of the series, but that was Vegas playing their best and that they were throwing everything they could at it defensively and trying to offensively. And Edmonton was just able to lock it down.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Spin to Win Fridays at The Banquet. Every Friday, spin the wheel for a chance to win big and save on your bill. It's that easy. Spin, win, and save. Don't miss out. Details at thebanquetbar.com. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Time out, Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Keep your team jersey and rally towel close by and help bring the championship home. For all your other treasures, store them with Sentinel Storage. Store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, we got a very special guest here joining us in the Banquet studio. Craving a late night snack? Check out the Banquet's new late night happy hour menu, Sunday to Thursday, 9 p.m. till close. Enjoy favorites like sweet and spicy lettuce wraps or the Banquet burger at happy hour prices. The Banquet. Get real, play hard. Now, if you're craving a midday snack, then it's good to have our next guest as a colleague. It's Joaquin Gage from EST Afternoons with Hernan Salas and Joaquin Gage. What's going on, buddy? Oh, he's playing the applause for you.
Oh, is he?
You have your
I can't
headphones
hear. But,
what? You are you're a foodie.
I guess
you're an aficionado of food.
I don't know about that.
You're
really?
You're pretty good.
You're pretty good.
I think well, my mom was a chef, right? So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so she worked as a private chef for some big time people, and so I hated it as growing up because I had to like peel stuff all the time.
Right. You were the sous chef
stuff, and then my mom's famous for her when I was younger, her cheesecakes went to a lot of bakeries, so she'd make poppy seed cheesecake, all these different, and I'd always go upstairs and take a bite out of one, right? So it's like you can't do that. So, but no, she got me kind of going with that, and I'd have to say that was kind of my move back in the day, right? If you met someone that. Having them over and cooking something that was presentable and nice.
Yeah, that's a great way to impress.
It worked.
Well, a romantic interest, or really almost anybody. You've impressed us because today, Gager walks into the bullpen with this plate of meat, and he's like, "Hey guys, I made this. It's terrible, but you can try it and try not to throw up if you want." And I'm like, "It can't be that bad." No, it was delicious. So what was that?
Well, I made a brisket last night. I threw it in and thought, you know what, I'll do this. And then I think I messed up a little bit, I thought, and I was like, oh God. And then I was like, oh, I'll cut it up. And if anything, Zach is like Mikey. He'll eat anything. So I knew it wouldn't go to waste at all. But I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
It was so good.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Oh, Gage,
Good. Because, I find briskets, although time consuming, I love it. Yeah. I think it's great. But
part of the process is as meaningful as the end result.
I know. But I threw it in. I want to say around 9:30 last night. Then I got up at 5 to check it, and because it gets to that stall point or whatever, and then it
about
needed
170 degrees.
Yeah. So then I let it go for another hour. Went down again at 6, and then wrapped it, and then at 9. Pulled it out, threw it in the cooler to kind of cool for a few hours, and then I chopped most of it up and brought it in here.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it. I thought it was very good.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to do it again.
Well, I like when you bring anything, quite frankly.
If I just brought my personality, that would be good.
Here's something I gave my dog, Reid. Oh, so you made homemade dog food? No, that's actual dog food, Reid, and you're eating it. Congratulations.
But I send Jay pics because he cooks a lot of stuff that he sends and stuff. So
I've shown Reid.
Boy, Jay makes great stuff. When you brought in that meat the other day, that was really good.
Yeah, that sausage.
My no smoke sausage.
Oh, the sausage. That was really good. Yeah, I bring in nothing. Well, no,
you brought cruffins today.
I don't bring in stuff that I made. I did bring the brio baking today. I don't know if you got to have any, Gager.
No,
might have been gone by the time you got here.
Most of the time
Tends to go
gone.
quite quickly.
Yeah, no. I mean, I like bringing stuff in. I think we you know what we need in there is an air fryer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe we'll
next time there's one on sale, just do it.
And
then send it to HR Daddy and be like,
couldn't pass this up.
Jay told me to do it.
This was approved.
Because there's nothing better than bringing in homemade stuff, I think, you know. And
well, having warm food at lunch is nice. Like that little pizza oven or whatever that is, the toaster oven. That even you throw a sandwich in there for 5 minutes and it crisps it up. And
it smells great in here.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I go, well, does this thing work? And so it works fine. And I went and got a pizza and I I think we had a bunch of Italian
Italian
center pizzas. Yeah. And like Dusty was like, where did you get this? Where did I just put it in the I didn't know that worked. So
Dusty wouldn't know that.
No, I don't think so. But it works out good. It's kind of fun.
Joaquin Gage joining us here on the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne. Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. Jay's Play of the Day is coming up in 10 or 12 minutes. Gage, I have never asked you this, and now we see each other every day, so we talk all the time, and you used to come on my old show, a few times a year, and we always had a blast. I don't think I've ever asked you this. So tonight, the Leafs faced elimination. A lot of the country is gleeful about that, that they were at, especially that they were up 2-0. And even I was saying, I think this is like the best Leafs team they've had in a while, and now it could end tonight. We'll see. Dustin was gleefully giving some Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner playoff stats this morning. You played in the NHL. Are there some teams, perhaps like the Leafs or maybe the Canadians or maybe even the Oilers, that are still sort of hated that way? Like, I know you play against other teams and you develop, but you know where it's just players will sit around the dressing room and be like, God, I'm so glad they didn't draft me. Like, I hate that team, or my dad hates that team, or whatever.
That was the Edmonton Oilers.
Really?
Well, because I distinctly remember hating Edmonton as a child, because they would beat up on my Canucks all the time, and the Canucks would be winning like probably 5-1 going into the third and lose 9-6, right? So it was funny because when I got drafted, there was like 4 rows of tables of teams, and the front 2 are usually the bad teams because they're picking, and then the back 2 rows are the good teams because so the Oilers were the last team on the second row, and 5th round rolls around, and I have a unique name. So my whole life, from school, anytime someone tried to pronounce it, there was a pause. There's a pause because they don't know how to say it. So right away, then I knew it was me because there was a pause, and then I don't even know how they butchered my name. But I was like, oh, Edmonton, really? And I'm walking down the steps of the Montreal Forum to go to the table. And then by the time I got to ice level, I was like, I can't wait to be an Oiler. So it was only a flight of stairs of hate left in me, I guess. But after that, it was okay. But that was the kind of team you hated just because they were so successful.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, which isn't a bad reason to be hated.
No, yeah.
The Leafs are hated.
It's different
for other reasons, but for the people who hate them. So the Oilers have this break. I think it's great. I don't really care who they play because it's like sometimes when people say to me, who would you sooner have the Oilers play? I'll say the losing team from the previous series because they're usually not playing as well. I just really think the Oilers are playing a repeatable style of hockey that will work against anybody. And Jay and I have been talking in the bullpen. Maybe we don't even realize how well the Oilers were playing. Like maybe Vegas was playing at an incredibly high, because I was watching a lot of Dallas and Winnipeg, and I was thinking, I know it's tight checking and hitting, but I'm like, it didn't seem like there was that much room in the Vegas-Edmonton series.
Well, I think the key word for the 2 series that the Edmonton Oilers have been involved with in these 2 rounds, the LA Kings hate them. They hate the LA Kings. And the Vegas Golden Knights hate the Oilers, and the Oilers hate the Golden Knights. And I watched those other series, and the Carolina, Washington, yeah, there was some pushing, but there wasn't that consistent hate for them.
Yes.
And I mean, Florida hates the Leafs. You can see it. There's some anger towards them, but there's no anger I find on the Leaf side. And looking at the Dallas-Winnipeg game, Reid, I was watching it last night. There's just not the same. It's intense, but it was nothing like those last few games against the Vegas Golden Knights. I felt anyway. So if the Edmonton Oilers are capable of repeating that level of, I don't know, animosity towards their opponent, I think that just bodes well. They look like a team. Like, look at Connor's last interview. Like, that's a guy that knows that he's only halfway up the mountain, right? He knows there's 8 more wins to get to where he wants. He doesn't care about this at all. So if the Edmonton Oilers take on the persona of their captain, it bodes quite well for whoever they play in the next round.
I just want to give you one more, and then Jay, I know you got something for Gage or two, but there was a play last night, like a rebound came out into the high or mid slot, and the player on the defensive team took the puck and skated it out to center, crossed the red line, and dumped it in. And I thought to myself, that wasn't happening between the Oilers and Vegas, that a guy could go a zone and a half untouched or unpressured.
Like that last game, and you could count it: 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, before someone got in your face. That's the level of and it's very hard to sustain that level. But you said something interesting too. Maybe the way that the Vegas Golden Knights were playing allowed Edmonton to play that style too. Like you had the perfect partner in that scenario. But in my mind, that's how you win hockey games at this time of year. You revert to the simplest form of physicality and puck management, and no spinorama backhands trying to sauce it through the middle like we've seen from the
Mitch Marner
and Austin Matthews. Like I don't know, they've got the Bouchard yips from the regular season, both those guys, with the way that they're distributing the puck to the opposing team.
I wanted to touch on, obviously what is kind of the news today, and there's obviously the Oilers are through to the next round, so there's not as much to talk about Oilers wise, but there was some comments on the status of Matthias Ekholm.
Yeah.
How you've been in NHL locker room. I mean, how much of it is, no, I'm going to play. I'm going to push through it, tape me up, shoot me up, do whatever. And how much of it is actually like up to the training staff?
Yeah, it's different now. I would categorize
drugs are better.
Well, there are some of that, but there's the guys that you would need like 5 Clydesdales to hold them from getting out on the ice, right? And then there's another category of guys that I can still kind of go or whatever. But then you have the guys that you wonder, are you really hurt?
Right.
There's always that.
Well, and I think Ekholm would slate
he's way up top,
right?
But then you're like, okay, what percentage is he at? Is Ekholm at 80% worth putting in the way everyone else is playing? That's a tough decision because his 80% is most people's 100. But
80, that's fine. But the risk of re-injury is the ultimate worry.
Really, the way he just fell.
Yes.
I really thought that the next time we'll see Matthias Ekholm in an Edmonton Oilers jersey is training camp next year, right? Like I just thought that's it for him. If they're saying end of the series, but I guess it depends on how this series goes and how guys continue to perform without him in the lineup. But if the further that you can push that, I think into the finals, I think would benefit much more than an Ekholm at 80%. Whereas if he does wait and the Oilers do proceed to the Stanley Cup Finals, and you can get him into the final round, and he's closer to maybe 90, 95, that'd be well worth it.
How happy were you when Joaquin Phoenix rose up in the ranks of movie stardom? And because that's, like you said, a name that you'd look at and you'd be like, okay, I don't know how to attack this, but Joaquin Phoenix made it quite clear how to say your first name.
You know who it was,
okay,
really, because it was Joaquin Andujar, a pitcher for the Cardinals.
Oh yeah, he was good.
Okay.
So, but he was a wingnut too. So if someone hit a home run off him, the next guy was getting beat.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So he had a history of that. So he was quite popular as a kid, but as I got older, very you see it more now, though. I think I was shocked because when I went to go play in Sweden, there were 3 guys with the same name.
No way,
spelt
really?
a little bit different. Like a lot of Swedes have. Swedes, Germans. It's really popular over there. Sometimes they spell it a little bit different, like Joakim or Joachin or M. So, but yeah, that was the first time when someone would say they would say it kind of Swedish. Like sometimes they'd say Jocke or
right.
For the first time, I would turn around And no, the other one.
Right.
So I'd never had that in my life.
That's great.
So you're, let's just you bachelor weekend here. I mean, the house is empty. I mean, just between friends, is the weekend of Jay and Gage getting down or what?
I had all these grandiose plans yesterday, and
went to bed.
Come on,
I
did.
Yes.
I went to bed. I went home, and the dog kind of came up, and I had the brisket, so I kind of prepared that.
You should have brought your dog in today.
I should have.
Oh yeah.
And then I got all in to get ready to watch the first period, and out. So hopefully my wife's not listening, because I promised to do some stuff, but I got all weekend.
Yeah.
So I'll
why do today what you can put off till tomorrow?
Get around to it. I'm a true man. I'll probably wait till I see her come. I'm on my way home and then start then, realistically.
Yeah, that's fine. That's not unusual.
I'm hoping to get some stuff around the house, kind of spring cleaning, lawn preparation, that type of thing.
Gage, you're the best. Thanks for sticking around and working some overtime on the Friday of the long weekend.
I love it, man. I love it.
As I often tell people, your appearance will be neither compensated nor appreciated.
I love it.
Hey, hang on. Grumpy Cat here in the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Gage or Milne, what temps you smoking your brisket at?
Oh.
Well, it's tough because I had
you did an overnight smoke.
Yeah, my brother-in-law gave me his old stand-up Jim Beam smoker, so it's not like the new Traeger or whatever things. So that one, it's hard because the temperature's not right. I have to put covers over, but usually on that one, I would say it's around 230, but probably inside it's more closer to 215, 220.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm at I think, what am I starting at? 190? No.
But yours gives a more even heat where you can.
Yeah.
I kind of have to guess.
And it's a long cook. It's about a 16-hour cook.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right? I pull it off at 202.
Okay.
And wrap it, throw it in the cooler. And
see,
then let
this
it go
one
for a couple hours.
This one was, I think I pulled it because it was really hot at about 190. But I didn't want it to go too far because I can't really regulate the temperature too much. And so then I just wrap it and throw it in the cooler. Because I know it's going to cook for another 2 hours.
Render, all those good things.
Oh, yeah.
That is our friend and colleague, Joaquin Gage, who's ready for a long weekend. Keep clicking the like button, the thumbs up on YouTube. Let's get to 100 as quickly as possible and then work on getting to another postseason show of 200 thumbs. Jay's play of the day for Play Alberta when we get back. Here comes the Coupe.
Just one game in the NHL has the Leafs fighting to push a Game 7 against the Panthers. Florida rattling off 3 straight wins in that series. And winner of that matchup battles Carolina in the conference finals. And from San Francisco, the 49ers have signed Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy to a $265 million contract extension, locking up the 25-year-old for the next 5 seasons. And in basketball, the Celtics look to stay alive once again, this time in Game 6 against the Knicks. Winner of that series takes on the Pacers. And for the Stingers, they're on the road in Winnipeg to clash with the Sea Bears. The Stingers dropping their last game, their season opener, by 2 points against the Surge. Tune in for tip-off at 6:30 right here on EST as we have live coverage of the Tilt on all of our audio streams. Get the full streaming schedule at edmontonsportstalk.com. Elsewhere, Toronto meets Detroit for their series opener. Bowden Francis starts for the Jays for first pitch just after 5 o'clock, and right now it's Cleveland and Cincinnati locked at zeros in the bottom of the second inning. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring, proudly serving Edmonton and area for over 30 years. Their West End showroom is open 7 days a week. You can also shop online at ParamountFlooring.ca. It's Jay's Play of the Day up next for Play Alberta. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Gallo LLP is an Alberta-based accounting firm with expert chartered professional accountants in both our Edmonton and Sherwood Park accounting firms. Our experienced and innovative accountants provide financial advice that saves our clients money. Simply put, we help our clients protect their assets and grow their businesses. At Gallo LLP, they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John to discuss how they can help your business grow. Visit gallollp.ca today and see how they can help you take your business to the next level.
Do you have pets? Horses, chickens? Did the place you used to get your feed recently close down? Have no fear. Clover Bar Feeds is here. Whether it's dogs, cats, horses, or chickens, Clover Bar Feeds has you covered. Offering a large variety of food and feed, you can trust the experts at Clover Bar Feeds. They've been family owned and operated for over 60 years. This means you can expect nothing less than top-notch service and selection. Come visit them at 200 Portage Close in Sherwood Park or visit them online at cloverbarfeeds.com.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Must you click? Click. Thumb. Must you click? Thumb, thumb, thumb.
There is the Thumb Click remix, as put together by our own Zachary Kubish, reminding you to go click the thumbs up button on YouTube. If you're taking us in on the YouTube stream, you can talk with us and with each other on the Nasty Chat as well. Great to have Joaquin Gage in for a segment. He's always fun. Always great to have our colleagues on our show.
Why not?
Outside of their show. It's just fun. We work with a bunch of great people. We will have a very good friend of EST, Quinn Phillips, on the show at around 20 after 4 this afternoon. And Mark Kilam, the head coach of the Edmonton Elks, is on the show today at 5. So that's going to be awesome to catch up with Mark. That's the first time for us having him on the show since training camp started. He was on, was it the day he was hired or the day after he was hired? He was on the Reid Wilkins show. And then Fan Day tomorrow. Was it Emerald Hills Park? Is that the exact name?
Yeah, it's Emerald Hills Pavilion.
Okay.
But it's Emerald Hills Field in Sherwood Park. You'll see it.
So you and Awanik broadcasting from there tomorrow from noon to 2 here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Before that, from 10 to noon, Hello Hockey with Tom Gazzola and Sean Bell. All right. Really appreciate you tuning in. Hope you have a great long weekend ahead of you. The off-topic topic for William Huff, what is something you usually do or a tradition or something you associate with the May long weekend? You can let us know that as well.
Bronco Nick says we like to go to Canmore on the May long weekend, some R&R on patios.
Oh, nice.
Enjoying the mountains. Rob from the Grove says, when I was younger, I used to go camping for May long weekend. I stopped going camping on the long weekend when I woke up to snow in my face and in my tent. I never went again.
Not pleasant.
Coop's going camping.
Where are you going camping, Coop?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Cool. Do you like camping?
Be good. I like it. I don't do it enough, but it's a very nice thing to get out with nature. Yes, I do. I had to borrow my brother's, but
you got bear spray?
I have bear spray, bruh. I know jujitsu.
Now, you're actually sleeping in a tent?
Yeah.
Because I've learned, because I got to tell you something. I don't like camp. I don't even know if I've ever really been camping, and nothing about it appeals to me. So
how can you say you don't like it if you never tried it?
Because nothing about it appeals to me, so I don't want to do it.
There is a lot of work to it.
No. Yeah. It's
the satisfaction.
There's a reason that we evolved to build houses with roofs, so I choose to sleep in one. And I
good old open flame, Reid. You know, weenie roast.
But you can do that without camping.
Yeah, but it's all part of the...
But I also learned that there are a lot of people who camp who don't really camp, right?
It's glamping.
It's glamping. Yeah. So I was friends, I had a friend at Ched, and who was married with 2 kids, and she was always telling me, oh yeah, we're going camping this weekend. We're going to go camping for a week. I was like, man, you guys camp a lot. Like, you're really out there, like, roughing it, eh? And she's like, well, it's actually glamping. And I was like, okay, what's the difference? She's like, well, we have a big trailer that has beds and a stove and a TV shower and a TV. Yeah. We just drive it somewhere and live in it for a week. Like, okay. So to me, that's a little different.
Yeah. I mean, but Coop's going to the mountains.
Yeah, Coop's going out there.
That's taking
Coop
a risk.
might have to wrestle a bear for his meat.
I'm bringing on Life Straw out there and one granola bar, and then I'm fighting for my life.
What's a Life
He's
Straw?
fighting for his life.
Yeah. Life Straw is water filter straw. That I don't think they work too well, but the idea is
you can just drink from a lake?
Essentially.
Oof.
So here's a question I have. More, I think, for our nasties, for the audience than for you two. Do actual campers look down on glampers? And can they occupy the same camping area?
Yes. They can occupy the same area.
So if there's like people sleeping in a tent and cooking their food, they're rubbing two sticks together to start the fire and putting their meat on sticks. And next to them, or a few stalls over, is somebody in a
motorhome.
Like, how long are the motorhomes? Like 20 feet longer?
30, 40
Depends on where you are. I've seen it.
Somebody's got like a house on wheels.
Yeah.
And like, if I were actually camping, I would look, oh, really? We're both camping. Really? We're both camping.
Yeah, I've seen that where a guy has a mansion on wheels and then the next spot over, it's a dude with his mud hut.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know that there's a level of animosity.
Well, not that animosity, but certainly a look downish
from the tenter to the person in the RV being like,
yeah,
they couldn't hack it.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like the campers are being like, oh, really? We're not in the same category.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And the days of doing the tent thing are probably done for me.
Okay.
If we're going somewhere, it's in a trailer. It's not. Yeah.
Right.
No,
so what's different than me spending my weekend in my house in Oliver as opposed to you driving in a house somewhere?
You still got to make a fire. You still have the amenities of a campground. Or if you're on a river, there's a river to
and you
explore.
can go on a nature walk or whatever.
Yeah. You can
look at
see
bugs,
the stars.
go bird watching.
Can't see that in the city.
Cuckoo, cuckoo.
Identify birds. Yes, all of the above.
All right. So camping versus glamping. That's something else you can tell us about. Jay Milne is going to tell you about his play of the day presented by Play Alberta. You can skip the flight to Vegas because jackpots are just a tap away. Experience all the thrills of the casino right from your phone with Play Alberta. Download the app today and deposit $20 using the EST exclusive promo code 100casino for a $100 casino bonus. It is Jay's play of the day.
Let's go, girls.
That's one of my faves. You know that. Okay, so yesterday we hit. We hit on Jay's play of the day. That was a nice one. That was plus 230. OKC Denver over 214. Denver to win. So I'm back in the green or back in the black. Yeah.
Yeah, black.
I don't think you want to be in the red.
Being the red is negative.
That's right. So we're going to stick with
the green means you're nauseous.
You're sick. We're going to stick with basketball. Why not? I still like the Knicks. I still like the Knicks, even though they didn't close it out the other night, but they're back home tonight. So I put together a 3-leg parlay. What's this leg talk, Jay? Well,
you got a tripod parlay.
It's a parlay that involves 3 separate, I guess, wagers that come into play. So the first part of the leg, the Knicks to win. The Knicks to win the game. No spread, nothing. Just they got to win.
Okay.
The second part, Jalen Brunson, Mr. Clutch, 29 or more points. The third part is the total combined score from the New York Knicks and the Boston Celtics to be over 209.5 points.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
210 points. So if it's 108 to 102 and the Knicks win and Brunson went off, cash it.
You're good.
So that's that when we say over 209, that's the combined score for both
But
teams.
all 3 of those things have to happen.
All 3 of those things have to happen. It was 250. The good people over at Play Alberta has boosted it to plus 350.
Wow, okay.
You put $10 on it and it hits, it's going to come back in your account with $35 extra. That is a good one. That is Jay's play of the day. And don't forget, I just had somebody text me this morning, a good friend of mine, say, I really got to open a Play Alberta account. And I said, you know what? You're a smart guy. Yeah, you do, because there's free money here.
Right.
There's $150 plus another $100 on the casino that you can get. So deposit $20 or more for a $100 free bet on sports. Usable for new and existing players using the promo code 100sports, or enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing customers using code YEG50. And always, as always, use your game sense.
Now, a question for you. Play of the day. It's totally your thing. So this is not a critique. It's an honest question.
Okay.
Did you purposely stay away from the Maple Leafs?
No.
Okay.
I just don't have a feel on tonight's game. I don't know. I could see Toronto coming in there and winning as easily as Florida did the other night in Toronto. I could. I don't like the number for the over-under. I haven't liked any of the over-unders in that series.
Okay.
It's a weird series. It really is. I mean, Toronto came out guns a-blazing, and Florida's answered 3 times in a row. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I just wondered if you thought, you know what, I'm just going to stay away from this one because people are somewhat
like attached.
Not in the same way they're attached to the Oilers, but perhaps people who aren't fond of the Leafs. So I wonder if you thought, like, you know what, I'm not going to give anybody anything on this one. We'll just go elsewhere.
I stayed away last night from the Jets and the Capitals because there were a few people around here really interested in seeing how those games went.
Right.
So I stayed away with that. I didn't want to be mushing any of those positive vibes.
Speaking of the Jets and Dallas series, Jamie Benn was fined for roughing for last night. And I was talking about a little bit of this on the morning show. Jamie Benn's like a really good player. He's been the captain of the Dallas Stars. He's a good all-around player. He's been on Canadian teams in the Olympics and stuff like that. Do you think he gets a bit of a free pass for how dirty he actually is?
Do you have that clip of Jamie Benn?
I think Jamie Benn can be a downright filthy player.
Coob's not listening.
Like, do you remember a couple years ago when there was a scrum going on and he and Hyman were kind of separated from the scrum?
Yeah, and they were.
And then he just slashed Hyman's stick out of his hands, and you could even see Hyman go to him seriously, and Hyman goes to pick it up, and Benn just starts rabbit punching him in the back of the head. And this one last night.
Well, here it is. If you're on YouTube,
I'm glad he got fined, and I realized he's a scrum. There's a scrum and there's a lot going on, but there's a player being restrained by the linesman, and Benn takes the opportunity to take a shot. Now you can say, oh, maybe Scheifele's got to be ready, or they were both going at it before then. But I mean, Benn got fined for it. Now he's a good player. Not saying I wouldn't take him on my team, and I've even complimented, the Draisaitl can do some dirty stuff. I don't know if Leon would do that though. You know what I mean?
He'd have to snap.
Yeah.
But Benn seems to be capable of doing this. Not often, but he's capable of doing it.
Yeah.
Right? And Scheifele got a roughing penalty for that.
Well, there was other stuff that happened before that, right?
There was no arms up.
But when I saw
they both got the penalty. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they were talking about it, and then the commentator went, "Oh, and Benn takes a shot at Scheifele," and then they showed the replay. I thought that should be a suspension. Like, he should be out of the game. Well, he was out of the game. He got a 2 and a 10.
Yeah, I don't know if it's suspendable.
But to me, that's
in the playoffs. I just know take a number,
something. Like, I'm glad he got fined for it.
Take a number and make Jamie Benn pay for it next game. That's what I would do. Here's the honest truth, and I know our Winnipeg listeners, whether you may or may not agree with me, that's fine. But Scheifele fell like a house of cards. I mean, those feet came out from under him like, wow, was there a strong wind that came through or an undertow that I didn't see? So I don't. Look, that happens, Reid. I mean, that was a little bit more aggressive, but those hands in people's faces, especially in scrums, that happens.
True.
That happens a lot, and even little shots. Now, this was a clear shot. Yes, a clear blow, but it's with the glove on.
But he also knows what he's doing. He knows
Sure.
it's an aggressive, perhaps unnecessary play.
It was unnecessary. Was it going to injure somebody? No. I think it's pretty harmless. So much so to see that the first thing I really noticed from it was Scheifele folding like a cheap tent.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully
Okay.
you don't have a cheap tent, Coob. Don't want that.
Hopefully the Jets fans are in a good mood because their team won last night. Got a limerick here from VR Montenegro. Sent it to Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, Jay at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. VR going by Viceroy Montenegro today. Nasties, what a week that will be concluded. On yesterday's show, VR and Reid feuded. You ignorant punk. Is that a live skunk? At a protest, batteries aren't included. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, no batteries in our peaceful protest.
No, don't throw batteries at people.
Yeah, that's a jerk move.
Yeah, well, you need batteries for your stuff.
Well, if they work, I'll take them. You can throw them at me, but I'm going to keep them.
Yeah. Milne being pelted with batteries, and he's run back onto the field. He's collecting the batteries even as more rain down upon him. Oh, my goodness. Keep giving us the thumbs up. You know, I've noticed the people are slower with the thumbs on Friday. I don't know if they're thumbed out or they think, I've loved these guys enough. They don't need to be loved 5 days a week. We do though. And you're not going to love us on Monday because we don't have a show. We got a day off. So give us the love. I mean, we were halfway to 100 within 20 minutes of the show starting, and now we're at 76. So please give us the thumbs up. Jasmine, I know you're in the nasty chat. You better have thumbed us. Sound weird? I say a lot of weird things.
Yeah, it did.
Jasmine better have liked us. Anyway, Jared says both those players are equally annoying. I think he means Ben and Scheifele, not you and me.
No.
He could mean you and me.
We're not players.
Well, we're radio players.
Did you read Jeff and YYZ's limerick?
I did not get it.
I got it.
Yeah, go ahead with it. Sorry.
Okay, he says, Happy Friday. Leafs fans have cup win parade dreams. Game 5, we saw familiar themes. With a twist and a twerk, Kachuk's still a big jerk. Have the blue and white come apart at the seams?
Well, we're going to find out in about 2 hours when the game starts. Because it's 6 o'clock tonight,
6 o'clock.
Right? 8 Eastern, as they might say.
Well, yeah, or 7 Central. What time is that in Newfoundland?
Something 30.
10:30? Or is it 11:30?
No, it would be
9:30.
I think it'd be 9:30 in Newfoundland for that game.
You know, they really get a discount on that time zone.
Imagine if they got an NHL team.
Because from like on Toronto to Newfoundland is as far as Toronto to Regina.
Oh, is it?
But they're in, well,
did you ever play football in the Maritimes? Did you ever go out there for a game?
Nope. Farthest I went was out to
so much for that
Ontario.
story, everybody.
Well, I can make something up.
We played a team of salmon. I guess salmon are West Coast, or are they both coasts?
That's a good question.
I don't even know. I think there's salmon everywhere, aren't there?
There should be.
There should be.
But you would think if they can be in the Pacific, they can live in the Atlantic.
Tell you what, we're going to take a swim with Chris Knobloch when we get back to the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel. Here's the 4 o'clock break.
The Lock Shop.
Should have kicked it. Dude, I mean, that was classic.
I gotta say, the rink since the Jets came back has had some great chants. That is top 3 all time because of just how quickly it started, how everyone got into it, and just how clever it was considering what had happened in game number 3 when the Jets were in Dallas. And it's our corner, like 316, 315, 317. That's where it emanated from.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Your home for great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
My mother used to let us not lock the doors. She's like, if you're locking the doors inside of the house, it means you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. Yeah, that's why we lock the doors.
Host of the Bad Friends and Whiskey Ginger podcast, don't miss Andrew Santino, Freeze Peach, live at the River Cree May 22nd.
Michael, what are you doing? We have locks on the outside of the house to keep criminals from coming inside. There's no criminals inside of this house. Yes, there are, Karen.
Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. Excitement, bet on it.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
In the Sunshine State, Florida and Toronto dropped the puck for Game 6 with the Leafs on the brink of elimination, down 3-2 in the series. Carolina will face the victor of that matchup. And out west, Brock Purdy gets the bag in San Francisco, being signed to a 5-year, $265 million contract extension with the 49ers, keeping him locked up through the 2030 season. On the court, the Knicks look to close out their series against the Celtics. New York up 3-2 in that one, losing Game 5 by a 25-point spread. Winner of that series plays Indiana. While from Winnipeg, the Stingers and Sea Bears tip off at 6:30. Edmonton dropping their season opener by 2 points against Calgary last Sunday. Catch the game right here on EST with all of our audio streams with the live call of the game. Check out our full broadcasting schedule at edmontonsportstalk.com. In Toronto, the Jays and Tigers have their series opener. Bowden Francis takes the mound for the Jays. First pitch for that one just after 5. And one game's live right now. Reds up 5-zip on the Guardians in the bottom of the third inning. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The second hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Taking into the long weekend along with Jason Milne, I'm Reid Wilkins on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports, presented by Play Alberta. The Coupe, Zachary Kubish is here as well. Elks Fan Day tomorrow at Emerald Hills in Sherwood Park. We will be broadcasting from there. By we, I mean the station, not me personally. Jason Milne and Matt Awanek from noon to 2 from Elks Fan Day. From 10 a.m. to noon tomorrow, Hello Hockey with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. We'll be streaming play-by-play of the Stingers game tonight at 6:30 as they are in Winnipeg to play the Sea Bears. So a lot of great programming and fun stuff for you here on Edmonton Sports Talk, including on this show in a little less than an hour at about 5 o'clock. Elks head coach Mark Kilam will join us for an interview. I'm happy to talk to Mark. I know you and I were talking earlier. Well, where do we want to go with this? We're probably going to run out of time before we get all the things in. But of course, I want to see how camp's going. But his first time as a head coach, how's he handling situations? What I want to ask him, if I remember, I'll have to make a note of this. I want to say, what do you say to a guy when you cut him? What do you tell a guy? Is there a conversation? Do you keep it as quickly as possible? Because I've heard in the past there's not much to say. You look a guy in the eye and say, "You're not what we need on our team right now, and I wish you the best." Or is there more to it? I don't know.
I would imagine at this stage of a camp, like you're into camp, they're going to keep these numbers that they're at. They already trimmed a bit. They're going to keep these numbers right till the end of May. So everybody that's at camp is still going to be on the Elks' radar after.
That's a good point.
They've released them.
So how would you do it if you were the head coach of a CFL team?
I'd say, look, it's just, you know what? Competition's tight, but don't let this deter you. Be prepared to be the next man up should we have injuries or should something happen. Because that happens a lot in the CFL where guys are cut and then come back, or, there's other teams in the league, obviously, that, who knows what injuries dictate a lot of the free agents signings and picking up players that you cut in camp.
Would you tell a guy, and you know what, I'll be the first to admit, I could be totally ignorant on this because I never played high-level sports. I just talk to people who do it or coach it. Would you tell a player what is keeping him off the roster, or would you assume he's hopefully already received that message through the process of practices with his position coach? Like, it's a receiver that just can't catch the ball. Does Kilam need to say
no?
Hey, Jablonski, you got to work on your hands if you want to. You got to secure the ball, or do you think through the course of doing drills and maybe the position coach saying to him, Jablonski, hang on to it, 2 hands. That's message is hopefully received.
Where
and
you've
been playing football long enough,
I mean, already they're developing their first team, second team, third team. You know where you stand.
Right.
So I said this earlier on the Hangout. If you're on that third team, second team, or you're in a show me unit for special teams where you're just the dummy defense, bust your ass because you are on the cusp. You're on the verge. But by you taking that role seriously and having a good attitude about it, might show the team that, hey, this is a guy we want in our locker room and keep around. I think the only time that would come up in conversation, Reid, is if it's attitude and effort driven.
Oh, really? Okay.
Where it's now a teaching moment. Where you'd say, look, you weren't on time this day and this day. You weren't, you're supposed to be in this group and you weren't there. We can't help that.
Right.
We can't
We're
have
not
that.
even looking at your on-field ability if you're not
on-field aside,
respecting the coaches and your teammates. Yeah.
But they know exactly where they stand. No question.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we will have Mark Kilam on at 5:00. That's going to be cool.
You should ask him that.
Yeah, I will ask him that. And I hope he doesn't think that's a silly question, but I think that
it's not.
I can't be alone as the only person who doesn't know exactly how that works. And there would have to be coaches that might deal with it differently.
Yeah,
I mean, there might have been days in eras gone past where a coach would be downright condescending or rude to, insulting to a player. I don't know if that would happen.
It's one
so
of these
much
things in that business and in life. Don't try not to burn bridges wherever you can, because you never know when that's going to come back up to bite you in the ass.
Well, and I imagine. Well, maybe we can ask this too, and maybe Ed handles some of this, or who knows. But I would imagine the later you go in camp, the more players might be told, "You're right there." You're one player away from being on the practice roster. Do you want maybe if you still want to find an apartment here, that might be cool.
That's where the little things come into play. The off-field pieces. Show up on time. Be attentive. Be the first person there and the last person to leave. The little things that you can control, that are in your control, will be the difference maker when it comes to final cut day. Will be.
One of my old former high school volleyball teammates said Grand Trunk is in the nasty chat. Chris says, what do you mean you didn't play high-level sports, Reid? Go Grizz. We were the Grand Trunk Grizzlies.
What'd you play there?
It was volleyball.
Junior high, high school?
High school. Well, I played junior high and high school volleyball. Of all the sports I've played, volleyball was the sport at which I was the best at.
Really?
Not that I was really good.
What position were you?
What do you think?
Setter.
Yes.
Well, you could have been a libero, but that wasn't around.
That did not exist when I played high school volleyball. When I played high school volleyball, do you know how many games you needed? You know how many points you needed to win a game or a set? 15.
15.
It wasn't 25. And you had to serve to score.
Right.
It was none of this rally point.
Mm.
It was like, no, you had to win on defense and then
was the ball made of cowhide?
The ball was the ball was just a bowling ball. That's
that's why you have such strong hands.
Yeah, that's why I have such strong hands. There was another one. Where was it now? Somebody said I'm trying to hypnotize people with my shirt.
Yeah, this shirt always gets a reaction.
I don't know why it does. It's a very comfortable shirt, so I like wearing it.
I think it looks fine.
We don't need our pocket watch to hypnotize people. So anyway,
who's Coach Stuart Smalley?
Stuart Smalley was the wasn't that the daily affirmation guy on Saturday Night Live?
Oh, okay. Bones says Jay is Coach Stuart Smalley.
Yeah, we'll have to watch those later. I think that's what it was. So we're going to have Mark Kilam live now in about 45 minutes. We got some clips here from Oilers head coach Chris Knobloch. The Oil Understood, presented by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve the Edmonton and Northern Alberta area for over 50 years. Now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Understood. Okay.
Good visual effects, Coob.
I was watching. Oh, what did Coob put up?
He cut to a close-up of me.
Oh, he put a close-up of the watch. That's awesome. Jay's trying to hypnotize everybody with the pocket watch.
Show.
Give us the thumbs up on YouTube, everybody. Don't delay.
Reid wants you to.
We're at 95. We need 5 more. Let's get to 100, and then we can build towards 200 after that. So I'll just get to that clip again first. Knobloch on the status of Matthias Ekholm. Oh, hang on. Sorry, guys. There we go.
Yeah, he is day-to-day, and I'm not anticipating him being ready for game 1 or 2, but we're optimistic that maybe sometime in this third round he will join us.
Okay, so he's not going to play in the first 2 games. Doesn't mean he's going to play in the third game. They're optimistic he'll play in round 3. Okay, so we'll leave that at that. Evan Bouchard, I think, has looked like a much better all-round defenseman in the postseason than he did in large parts of the regular season. Knobloch commenting on playoff Bouchard.
Yeah, he's a smart hockey player. I think unfairly he gets criticized for some mistakes he makes. Everybody makes mistakes, but boy, does he make a lot of good plays. And, he makes a lot of great breakout passes that lead to goals rather than going off the glass and out. Well, when you're making that many good plays, you're bound to turn over the puck, and something bad's going to happen once in a while. And the good definitely outweighs the bad, and there are some bad, absolutely, but he makes so many good plays. And as for the defensive play, I think with our team, the intensity and the focus and what is riding on every shift, I think he's dialed in right now. He knows the importance of the playoff hockey, and he's bringing his best. And we've been asking a lot out of him and through the playoffs. And in fact, we've been asking him to be one of our top 4 penalty killers. And he's stepped up and done a really good job of that also. So I think it's just playoffs bring out the best guys, and some fade, some wilt. We've got a lot of guys that they don't fade. They bring their best.
Well, as I've said to Bouchard, he's not going to turn into Scott Stevens or somebody like that. But I feel as if he's physical enough in the play. I mean, you don't have. There's guys who will hit, but sometimes just get in the way. And I've noticed, okay, he's not drilling guys, but at least he's in the way. He's not giving the Olay stick check. And certainly he's, quite frankly, rarely turning the puck over with an ill-advised pass to the wrong part of the ice or something like that.
I just wonder, Reid, still, like, when does this happen? How does this happen? Right? Where you have Evan Bouchard, we've talked about lots on this show about the pros and the cons of Evan Bouchard. But how does that change? Is that what we've referenced, the flipping of a switch? Is that what's happened?
Yeah. And maybe everybody just gets pulled along. And then, like Gager said, and you and I talked about, sometimes the caliber of your competition might demand a certain level of performance. I mean, maybe he just gets all pulled into that. I mean, Vegas didn't give you a lot of seams to try a long stretch pass.
Because is it not a bit of an indictment on him, though? To say, okay, pal, we know how you can play. We know that you can be responsible in your own end. Why aren't you doing that the majority of the games in the regular season?
Yeah, I know. That's fair. Like, you maybe would have liked to see it more often in the regular season. Well, this
is 2 playoff years in a row where he's turned into...
Like, regular season Bouchard, you're not out in the last minute of a game.
No.
Postseason Bouchard, I'm like, he's not my first choice, but if he goes out there, I feel like, okay.
Well, and he's proving to be worthy of being on the ice. I just don't understand it. It's just, I guess, that's a question I could put out to the Nasties as well. Is that just playoff Bouchard?
It might be. Maybe that's just who he's going to be.
Yeah. Hey, which I think
if they keep doing well in the playoffs is fine. One guy who shone in the regular season and has been shining in the postseason is 40 years of age today. That is Corey Perry, who has 5 goals in 11 playoff games for the Oilers. He had 19 goals in the regular season. Knobloch on Perry at 40.
Corey's been able to have the career that he has, and he joked there. We talked about his speed and his skating, and he said, well, he never had it, so that hasn't changed very much from even when he was 22 years old to opposed to when he's 39. And he's been able to have the careers because, one, he's gritty, he's got fire, but I think most importantly, he is just an extremely smart hockey player. A step ahead, can read the play, great gamesmanship to get the other team off their game a little bit. But the way he finds ways to make plays in the offensive zone, whether as a disher, but usually better known being around the net, whether he's getting on top of the goalie, tipping pucks, those kind of plays. That's smart. It's obviously a skill to be able to deflect pucks and get open. But probably more importantly, using his smarts is finding ways to get to the net, not getting boxed out, because that's a very important skill.
Yeah, I mean, an incredible career, despised by Oilers fans for almost 20 years till he became an Edmonton Oiler, and quite frankly, he's been incredible. And you know how I was talking, I can't remember if it was yesterday or the day before, when a player's on the ice, do you feel comfortable? Do you trust that player? Do you feel like the puck's going to get advanced or there'll be a scoring opportunity? I would say Perry still falls into that category.
Absolutely. And it's lovely to see. It's lovely to watch. And considering the journey of how Corey Perry ended up in Edmonton and what a evil, the number one most hated person in Edmonton at some points during his career. Now he's very beloved.
Yeah. Well, and I think it gives guys like you and me hope for when we turn 40 that we'll still be good athletically.
It's 18 years away, but I'm looking forward to it. Life is fun.
We're over 100 thumbs up if you're watching the YouTube stream. Keep clicking away. We want to get to, our next goal is 155, though the ultimate goal is 200 again, but 155 is double. Word of the day. We always have a thumb up for Quinn Phillips. She's going to join us next after the Coop.
The Panthers have their first chance to eliminate the Leafs tonight in Game 6. Florida notching 3 straight wins to put Toronto on the brink of elimination. Kale Yarncrook and Pontus Holmberg return for the Leafs, with the winner of that series moving on to play Carolina. In the NFL, 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy has been locked up through the 2030 season after signing a 5-year, $265 million contract extension in San Francisco. NBA action has New York and Boston tipping off at 6. Boston trailing 3-2 in the series, with the Knicks looking to advance to battle Indiana in the conference final. From Winnipeg, the Stingers and Seabears tip off at 6:30. EST has live coverage of all the action with on all of our audio streams. Catch the entire broadcasting schedule at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. In Toronto, Bowden Francis gets a start for the Jays in their opener against Detroit. That game starts just after 5 with one game live right now. The Guardians trailing the Reds 5-2 in the bottom of the 4th inning. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. Quinn Phillips joins us on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus, shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing support. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
Craving a late night snack? Hit the Banquet for our new late night happy hour. Sunday to Thursday, 9 p.m. till close. Try favorites like sweet and spicy lettuce wraps or our Banquet burger and fries, all at happy hour prices. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
Your home for great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
My mother used to let us not lock the doors. She's like, if you're locking the doors inside of the house, it means you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. Yeah, that's why we lock the doors.
Host of the Bad Friends and Whiskey Ginger podcast, don't miss Andrew Santino, Freeze Peach, live at the River Cree May 22nd.
Michael, what are you doing? We have locks on the outside of the house to keep criminals from coming inside. There's no criminals inside of this house. Yes, there are, Karen.
Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. Excitement, bet on it.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Keep your team jersey and rally towel close by and help bring the championship home. For all your other treasures, store them with Sentinel Storage. Store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Okay, good to have you tuning in this afternoon. Bronco Nick in the Nasty Chat says Hyman is the hits leader. McDry are defensive stalwarts. Boosh plays D. Heck, Skinner has back-to-back shutouts. It's dig in season. Certainly is. The Oilers in the West Final. What do we got? Carolina in the East Final. Florida could have advanced tonight. Dallas missed a chance to advance in the West last night. They'll try to do that tomorrow. But how about, like, the Oilers are in the West Final for the third time in the past 4 years. That's cool to say that.
That is very neat.
Just got to get that big mug at the end.
The chalice?
The chalice of champions. That's my next book. Reid Wilkins and what was my first one? In the Chamber of Thoughts. Then Reid Wilkins and the Chalice of Champions. You can text us, of course, 780-218-9999. That's the afternoon inbox. Presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, featuring Italia Restaurant, home of the $6.99 brunch special. That's coming up Sunday, every Sunday, but this Sunday too, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Really good deal. All right. It is always a pleasure to catch up with this person. She is the Director of Marketing and Communications for the Edmonton Downtown Business Association, because when she left Global Television, she told me, Reid, I want the longest job title possible. And she did pretty good. It's Quinn Phillips checking in. Hey, Quinn.
Yeah, Director of Marketing and Communications at the Edmonton Downtown Business Association.
I got it right. I had it saved correctly. Yeah.
Nailed it.
It's nice to see you. This is great to see you. Thank you for coming on our show on a fun Friday.
Anytime,
going into the
Reid.
long
You don't
weekend.
ask enough.
No stress for the Oilers fans this weekend. Well, when I called you today, can you tell everybody what you were doing? Because I was like, holy crap, she's not going to be able to come on my show if this is what she's doing.
And look at me. I'm very much pulling it off. So I was with the Edmonton Chamber of Commerce, which is, of course, a great partner of the Edmonton Downtown Business Association. And we were on a pedal pub. So I was on White Ave. So when you called me, Reid, we were just getting started. So you asked if I was going to be okay. And I didn't even have any booze in me yet. So, but I've made it. And you'll be happy to hear I only had 2 beers. So.
Okay. So this is one of those.
Can you tell us more about this?
Describe it for people who don't know.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes. So the pedal pub is those bikes that look like bars, right? So there's like 15 people on it and you're all pedaling. And you can drink on there because they do license them. And then you make stops at different bars or breweries. So like we're there just making people absolutely insane, going 8 kilometers an hour down White Avenue, and people are stuck behind us. But everybody has a really great spirit about it. So that's what's really important. And it was Oilers themed. So nobody can be mad because everybody was in Oilers gear. There was an Oilers flag flying off the back of it. So everybody was in good spirits. And we didn't have anybody roaring past us in anger.
Okay, so what was your Oilers attire?
I forgot mine, so I had to borrow a jersey. But I have a great story about my playoff attire.
Oh, good. Okay, I was hoping we'd get there because I've seen some of your.
I've seen some
I don't
of
know
these
if it's
posts,
directly
yes.
related to the posts that I've seen, but all right.
It is. And do you want to know who gave me that beard? Intern Brendan.
Oh,
yes.
I don't think he would have ever believed that it would turn into the most important piece for the Edmonton Oilers this playoff season, because the beard. Okay, so 100.3 the Bear. Is Brendan still with you guys?
No,
Or
he's
is practicum
practicum ended. Yeah.
Okay, so he's obviously with the street team at 100.3 the Bear,
Correct.
and they were handing out foam orange beards. And I took one, of course, and have been wearing it every time I go to Rogers Place. It is 3-0 at Rogers Place. And then actually the other night, I put it on right before overtime. And obviously the Oilers scored. Kapanen got that game-winning goal. So listen, I am well aware that I don't have that kind of power. And certainly a foam beard doesn't have that kind of power. But I'm riding that beard as long as I can.
Now, when you put the foam beard on for the road game, Game 5.
I got a zit from it, actually.
Oh, my goodness. Well, nobody
for
can
wearing
tell.
it too long.
Were you at home by yourself or were you out in public?
When I went to put it on for the first time?
No, when you put it on for Game 5 overtime.
I was home alone, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Are you home right? Are you at home?
I am at home right now. I'm actually sitting in my kitchen and the cats are meowing quite aggressively behind me.
You should have wore it.
Because they usually watch the show and now Quinn's in the way of their monitor.
They're like, what's going
They like
on?
to watch on the laptop.
I don't like this. I can't see Reid.
Yeah.
Why is mommy on TV?
So I gotta thanks for sharing the pedal pub story. That's an awesome story about the beard. It's Corey Perry's 40th birthday today. So I gotta go there with you because this player, as we know, was despised. I mean, with Anaheim, and then I don't think even Oilers fans cared about him when he went to his other teams and lost the Cup final or whatever. Like the transition you've seen, or maybe a personal transition about how you feel. Because I could tell you, remember on Mother's Day, I used to put out my mom's most hated athletes, and Corey Perry was always on the list. And now she's like, well, you know, I actually like him. He works pretty hard. What about for Quinn Phillips and Corey Perry?
Yeah, I mean, it's and then add to it, obviously, the drama from Chicago. And clear, you know, also being a woman, you're just kind of wondering what happened there, just, you know, in light of everything that is happening in the world right now, right? So it was hard when he first joined the team. But now I am the proud owner of a black market Perry shirt that I wear rather frequently, that has multiple Corey Perrys on it with flames shooting out of it. And it really personifies Corey Perry and the absolute spark that I feel for him. It's so funny because I remember Corey Perry from covering junior hockey back in the day, right? And that name has been so prominent in my life for so long because he was with those guys like Brent Seabrook, who was playing in Lethbridge at the time when I was covering the Lethbridge Hurricanes. So he was on that World Junior team with him, I believe. So it was kind of like that group of guys. And of course, I remember just hating him. It was like the same as Andrew Ladd, because Andrew Ladd played for the Calgary Hitmen at the time. And, you know, obviously I hate anything Calgary at all times, no matter what. But yeah, so and I have nothing but respect for the guy now because I can't fathom, like my knees creak. I'm 43. My knees creak every time I get out of bed. Like, how does he do it?
Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, my legs are just sore just from walking up the stairs here every day. I mean, it's a task. Quinn, you've been
steep stairs, Jay.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
They
They're
are.
steep.
They are. I got to give myself some credit. You've been. I mean, you grew up around this team. You've been following this team. You're a fan, but you're also able to look at this team and realize their faults, their deficiencies, where they're strong. Nice cat, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. I figured this would happen.
But the reality is, the Oilers are 8-1 in their last 9 games. I mean, they are they're a wagon. They're a unit right now. Do you think, in your opinion, that this is the the highest level of play they can achieve, or do you think there's still another plateau or another step they can take as they continue through the playoffs?
I think that, nothing will surprise me because you just plain and simple look at this team all season. You could talk about the fact that it just didn't seem like they ever clicked. There was just something always wrong, and they just continue to get better. And every time you start to doubt them, like I know people were panicking after that 0.4 goal, and I was like, this is the perfect reset because this team has an insane ability to adjust. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I've been most excited about is that it just doesn't really matter where they are in a game or a series because they're going to find a way to adjust. And so I do think that like they're not at the ceiling yet, because I think that they have a really good coaching staff that enables them to adjust, and then they are actually able to execute that. So to me, I'm getting a little excited, and I'm maybe I'm going to end up with a broken heart, but I do see this team continuing to be able to improve because of their ability to adjust.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. They do not panic. They do not.
No.
You never get the sense that I don't, and I never get the sense, oh my God, what's happening, or that they're in a game like, oh, what do we do? Like, I had 1-0.
Not recently.
Not recently. Certainly not in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Even
my sense is, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, my sense is like, even if they're having a bad period, I'm always like, just get out of the period, because you go in the locker room and they always tend to come back and have adjusted and figured it out.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Quinn, we will wrap up with a comment or two in your capacity as Director of Marketing and Communications for the Edmonton Downtown Business Association. Our off-topic topic for William Huff was asking our listeners, the Nasties, something you associate with the Victoria Day long weekend, or something you always do, or a tradition. Because to me, this is, in this part of the world, this is kind of where summer starts. It's usually you can get better weather. For younger people, they can see the end of school, or if you're university, you're into your summer break. Anything going on downtown Business Association this weekend or in the near future here?
I got an easy answer for that. The Edmonton Downtown Farmers Market on 104th Street actually kicks off tomorrow. So it's the first of 22 Saturdays on 104th Street between Jasper Ave and 102nd Ave. We have 52 vendors tomorrow, so you can come and get. I'm going to get into my talking points here, but in a time when we're talking about shopping local and, supporting local, you're getting completely locally grown, single origin fruits, veggies, and then locally made products. I personally love the farmers market. It really is a kickoff to summer for me when I'm able to go and, buy these fresh fruits and veggies and be outside. And I do love that. So I can tell you that. Come on down between 10 and 3 tomorrow.
What's
Will I see either of you?
No, what's your favorite guilty pleasure at the farmers market? Because it's not all fresh produce and fruits and you know what I mean? There's always the taffy place or the
breweries,
a micro brew. What's your go-to? Like for me, honestly, it's usually finding a good spring roll place, place that makes the spring rolls, or pierogies.
Ooh, you know what? I have to say, Jay, though, my Nana, my dad's mom, taught me how to make pierogies when I was in my 20s. I make better pierogies than most people.
That's funny. Have you ever had any of them, Reid?
I have not.
I have not seen any of them enter the studio here at EST headquarters. That maybe,
this
just
is
saying.
fair. Have you made pierogies? Long process.
No,
Tough.
I know. It's
especially by yourself. So
and-
maybe one day we could have a pierogi making party at the office.
Oh, I like that.
I can teach you guys how to pinch pierogies and stuff.
Are you a potato bacon?
I can do potato bacon. I typically do potato cottage cheese and then potato sauerkraut. I love sauerkraut pierogies.
Yes.
Yeah, I like those too.
Hey, let everybody. What's going on with the bits? When's the next episode coming out? If for those of you that don't know, because some may not know Quinn, but Quinn is a part of a awesome podcast called The Bits. Is it The Bits or The Bits Yeg?
It's The Bits, but our social handles are The Bits Yeg.
Okay.
Yes.
So when's the next episode dropping?
We have an episode right now. We actually just talked to a good friend of mine, TSN Ottawa reporter Claire Hanna, joined us on the podcast. So we often rip on the Kachucks on our podcast. Not big fans of the family. But we found out something that has kind of made us start to maybe like them. Well, one of them at least, Brady at least. And then we also talked a little PWHL playoffs and just kind of how the PWHL is going, because, you know, year 2, things are really growing, changing, they're expanding. And so we really wanted to get like a real vibe on like how things are going in Ottawa. And that team has been great in the playoffs so far. It's been fun to watch. So, yeah.
Awesome. Quinn, you're awesome. Thanks for coming on the show. Thanks for talking Oilers. Thanks for telling us about the Pedal Pub? That sounds like a lot of fun.
Honest, man, it was so much fun. If you haven't done it, do it.
We should do a show from the pet.
Well, we'd
have to pedal for 3 hours.
We should pinch pierogies on the live stream on the pedal pub.
Pinch and pierogi pedal pub process.
Oh, look at this.
And yes.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we?
Why wouldn't we? We'd be silly not to.
Yeah, it's crazy not to, in fact.
See you, Quinn. Thank you.
Love you guys.
Take care.
Quinn Phillips, Director of Marketing and Communications for the Edmonton Downtown Business Association, friend of EST, personal friend of both of us as well. She is awesome. Happy to have her on, especially Friday going into a long weekend. Great for everybody's mood. And of course, Jay and I and the Coob are in the banquet studio Friday, baby. Spin to win Fridays at the banquet. Spin the wheel for a chance to win big and save on your bill. Details at thebanquetbar.com. At the top of the hour, Edmonton Elks head coach Mark Kilam. And Corey Perry is the jumping off point for buying or selling for Damon Bunting when we get back.
After knocking off 3 straight wins against the Leafs, the Panthers have their first shot to advance to the Eastern Conference Final to take on the Hurricanes. Puck drop for that one tonight goes at 6. Pontus Holmberg and Cale Yarncroke returning to Toronto's lineup. Elsewhere, 25-year-old Brock Purdy has signed a 5-year contract extension with the 49ers worth $265 million in the association Game 6 between the Knicks and Celtics. Goes New York with their second chance to kick Boston out of playoff contention. The winner of that series takes on Indiana in the conference final. And the Stingers season continues. Edmonton is on the road in Winnipeg to face the Sea Bears for Game 2 of their season. Stingers losing Game 1 against Calgary by a score of 86-84 on Sunday. Listen to the game right here on EST with tip-off at 6:30. And out east, Toronto hosts Detroit for their series opener. Bowden Francis is the starter for the Jays with first pitch just after 5 o'clock. Right now, one game is live, having the Reds up 5-3 against the Guardians in the bottom of the 5th inning. This sports update is brought to you by Find Edmonton. Find takes your unused furniture and home goods to help those moving out of homelessness. Get donations picked up or drop them off free of charge. Visit findedmonton.com or call them at 780-988-1717. Buying or selling brings us back on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Time out, Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place, anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Keep your team jersey and rally towel close by and help bring the championship home. For all your other treasures, store them with Sentinel Storage. Store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
All right, thanks for joining us this afternoon. My goodness, what a day. What a day going into the Victoria Day long weekend. We had Joaquin Gage stick around and join us on the show. Our friend Quinn Phillips was just on. We had some comments from Chris Knobloch as the Oilers are waiting to see who they will play in the Western Conference Final. They will start on the road. We know that for sure. If Florida beats the Leafs, either tonight or in Game 7, then the Western Conference Final champion would have home ice advantage in the Stanley Cup Final. We do know that, right?
Yes. Could be pivotal.
But then again, something to store away, squirrel it away in your head.
But then again, do Oilers fans care about home ice advantage?
Well,
the organization
it doesn't really matter this year, right?
Hasn't mattered for this team.
Nope. And they did win a Game 7 on the road last year, though, and then they lost Game 7 of the Cup Final. 780-218-9999 is how you can text us. That's the afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the Kitchen Restaurant. All-you-can-eat prime rib buffet for just $49.99 every Sunday from 4 to 10 p.m. Elks Fan Day tomorrow at, what is it, Emerald Hills Pavilion?
It's Emerald Hills.
But people know.
Football field.
All right. I always thought it was just Emerald Hills or Emerald Hills Park. Anyway, it's tomorrow, and Jay and Matt Awanek will be broadcasting from there from noon to 2 tomorrow. So we have live content for you on Saturday. Well, we have Hello Hockey from 10 to noon. Noon to 2, we have you guys live from Elks Fan Day. And then 8 a.m. Sunday, we got Murray and Curtis for the VIP Golf Show.
Yeah, and the Coobs is the producer.
Coob, you're in for that?
I will not be here. Benny will be producing with that one. I'll be camping.
Oh, right. Doing the camping thing. All right, that's okay.
It's fine.
If you're on YouTube, thanks for joining us there. You can also get us on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio. Those are great streaming apps. If you're listening through those, we appreciate it as well. If you are on YouTube, keep clicking that thumbs up. I don't know, Jay. We may not be doing any words of the day.
Oh, come on.
Well, I'm just saying the thumbs aren't coming in. People are keeping their thumbs in their pockets.
No! That ain't so, Reid.
Well, we got to get to at least 100. Like we used to say, well, let's get to 130 for one word of the day. We always do that. And then even 155 has become pretty safe, or as we say, 100 and... Because we've been hitting 200 so often during the playoffs. I don't know what's going on. We're at 124, and it ain't moving.
This wasn't a talk show.
So
I'd go on a talk strike.
We need to we need to get some clicks. I don't know where they're going to come from. I don't know if people are abandoning us with their thumbs or they're just don't want words of the day today. I don't know.
Let's just be, let's be honest here. It's the Friday of a long weekend. Nothing is happening with the Oilers, right? I mean, those are two.
Nothing is happening with the Oilers. They're in the Final Four.
Nothing today.
Well, we'll see. We got to get some thumbs coming in. Got to get some thumbs.
Let's cheer the people up. Let's talk about some.
Well, you know what else I can do?
Oh,
click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Dum, dum, dum.
Okay, we're up to 135. So there will be a word of the day. We need 20 for a double word of the day. We do have an hour to do that, but we need 65 for a 200 thumb show.
My mom texted me last night about 300 words.
What?
Yes.
For what purpose?
For word of the day. She says, I might need the odd word. She says.
Well, that's almost a year's worth.
And she sent the mother load, literally.
Didn't the gentleman from Australia?
There are others.
Send you. Mike sent you. Wow, I didn't. We have. And you don't tell me who they come from.
I'm giving you 2 Pearl words today.
I'm getting 2 Pearl Milne words.
Yep.
Okay, that's awesome.
I'll even let you choose. So there's one list that has 50. It's a picture. See, look.
Oh, I don't get to see it.
You can choose your number. How about that? Remember the old choose your number?
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So we'll go 2 from 1 to 50. Do you want to choose a number right now? Because we have a word.
No, later.
You don't want to, just so.
14. John in the Nasty Chat says, I was about to click the thumbs up until that click, click, click song came up.
Oh, he doesn't like it.
Well, not everybody can like everything.
We'll pay him something he'll like. Women love.
That should be worth a click.
That's worth a click.
We were clicking when we sang that duet. Time for Buying or Selling, presented by Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 17 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate. Corey Perry, 40 years of age, still going strong in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So Jay and I were looking into some of the best seasons or performances by an older athlete.
Now, originally, I thought that we were just going with hockey. But this is now athletes.
We want to hear from the Nasties on this,
too.
Because we're going to cover off maybe a couple each. But
well, I mean, what's the first name that comes to mind? Hockey. Mr.
Yeah.
Hockey.
Gordie Howe.
Gordie Howe. I mean, he scored 15 goals and had 26 assists when he was 51. He played 80 games when he was 51.
That's awesome.
That's absurd. But yeah, send us in who you think. Reid and I got a couple pulled aside here. What was your...
Well, I mean, I guess a couple more recent athletes come to mind for me. Tom Brady, obviously, who was an elite quarterback, if not still the best quarterback in the NFL until maybe he wasn't the best when he retired, but he was still winning. I mean, he goes to Tampa Bay late in his career and wins a Super Bowl. He played into his 40s and was still one of the best. So I'd have to put Tom Brady up there. And I'm also, you know who else I'm going to say? And I know some people will say, oh, come on, Reid, it's different. But
Bartolo Colon?
No. Phil Mickelson won the PGA Championship at age 50 a few years ago.
I mean, you could put Tiger in there, too.
Tiger won the Masters, I think, at 42. Jack Nicklaus won the Masters at 46. But Phil's the oldest major winner, so that's why I mentioned him.
The one that stood out to me in hockey as well would be Ray Bork. I mean, his last season, he was 40, had a 59-point season, and they won the Stanley Cup after he was
with
traded.
The Fs.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And that was kind of a Cinderella story because he hadn't won a Stanley Cup, got traded at late in the year, helped them win a great Stanley Cup.
I think he was traded the previous year, wasn't he?
Or was it the previous year?
But still, yeah, well, I'll double check. But
that was just
he was a top defenseman until he retired.
Yeah.
He got traded to the Avalanche in 99-2000, played 14 games. They lost in the playoffs. Then the next year, he had 59 points in the regular season, 2000-2001, and helped the Avalanche win the Stanley Cup. Certainly, I mean, would you not put Federer up there?
You'd have to put Federer up there. You'd have to put Ichiro Suzuki. Randy Johnson pitched till he was 46.
I didn't realize he pitched that long.
That's incredible.
I knew he pitched for a while. I didn't realize he went until he was 46.
Coob, do you know who Randy Johnson is?
I've heard.
Well, you were making
Randy
that joke today about hitting the bird.
Oh, that was him.
That was the pitcher that threw the pitch that blew up the bird.
The big unit, they called him. He's now a professional photographer, sports photographer.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
RJ the photographer.
But for guys of recent, I mean, do we say LeBron would still be up there?
I guess you have to.
I guess we have to begrudgingly concede that to Dustin Nielsen.
Well, it's not even Dustin Nielsen. I mean, there's a sect of fans that love LeBron, and there's a sect of fans that just can't stand his antics. And it all started with that stupid decision for them to make the decision live on video, air. Yeah. That really rubbed me too. It rubbed me the wrong way. And that was the first, the new era of like super teams. So he's never going to, I guess, be able to remove himself from that decision. A
lot of players. This is a fun topic. We might have to revisit this one maybe in the summer or something, because there is a difference between playing into your 40s and still being a top player or a productive player in your 40s, right? I mean, there are some guys who it's still incredible that they're playing that long, but are they still the play? Like Corey Perry does not get the points, but he still kind of does everything that he did.
Oh, sure.
Just maybe doesn't do it as often. I think, and maybe this is one of these two, it might depend on the era, because I think you could find maybe a few baseball players from like 100, 120 years, maybe 80 to 100 years ago that played longer, but maybe was a little different. Or is it more impressive because they wouldn't have the training that people have today?
I guess we'll never know.
Well,
how about Jaromir Jagr?
Well, yeah, he'd be up. It's because he's still playing.
I think he's still playing
in the Czech league. He probably could play in the NHL if he really wanted to. I never thought it. I'm glad you thought of him. For some reason, that one never came to me.
Vince Carter played till he was 40?
Yeah. Abdul-Jabbar played a long time, didn't he? But was he still who he was, right? Like, we're talking about impressive accomplishments, not just being on a roster. This is what's fun about this, right? I mean, that's why I had to bring up Mickelson. He won a major at 50. And people will say, well, golf's not as taxing on the body. Okay, but then why don't all the 50-year-olds win? Well, maybe Tom Watson going to a playoff in the British Open in his 60s a few years ago. I mean, I've looked up some lists online too. Like Warren Moon is on some of the lists, right? He played for a long time. Randy Johnson is showing up in a few different places. But Corey Perry would be up there in the hockey world for players who kept contributing in their late 30s and now into their 40s.
VR Montenegro, Nolan Ryan.
Oh, absolutely. That's a good Nolan one. Ryan. We should have mentioned him before. That's a good one. Yeah.
Nolan Ryan threw out like the first pitch at a Rangers game not too long ago. And it had smoke on it.
Yeah, it still had some pace. Yeah, that's true.
That's incredible.
Edmonton Sports Talk is presented by Play Alberta. Gaming made easy, anytime, anywhere with Play Alberta. You've got a full casino experience right at your fingertips. Play from your phone, tablet, or computer whenever works for you. Download the Play Alberta app today and get started with a $100 casino bonus. Just deposit $20 with promo code 100casino. Play smart, play local, and remember to use your game sense. We are going to talk to a guy who will be patrolling the sidelines at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium, the head coach of your Edmonton Elks, Mark Kilam, when we get back.
The EST Hangout.
You played Trev yesterday.
Defensive struggle.
14-0 win, Washington, though. I got my first game in. Yukon Jack was here. Dominating performance by the Green Bay Packers. And Jay hates me as in my Tecmo mode.
Hates, I don't like to use the word.
You really dislike my persona around Tecmo.
I think you're arrogant.
I am? I'm not. It's not. You don't think it. I am.
I feel you're a bit of a dick.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Spin to win Fridays at the Banquet. Every Friday, spin the wheel for a chance to win big and save on your bill. It's that easy. Spin, win, and save. Don't miss out. Details at thebanquetbar.com. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
Timeout, Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place, anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
At Mind360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
The Canes await the winner of the Panthers-Leafs series. Florida leading 3-2 ahead of Game 6. Florida has racked off 3 straight wins with puck drop at 6 o'clock. In the NFL, Mr. Irrelevant from the 2022 draft, Brock Purdy, has signed a 5-year contract extension with the 49ers worth $265 million, while basketball has the Knicks looking to close out their series against the Celtics. New York up 3-2 in the series, losing Game 5 by a 25-point spread. And for the Stingers, they're back in action for Game 2 of their season to challenge the Sea Bears out in Winnipeg. Tip-off for that one goes at 6:30. You can listen to the game right here on EST. Meanwhile, Bowden Francis gets the ball for the Jays in their series opener against the Tigers as they're warming up for action. And live right now, the Reds hold the Guardians 5-3 in the top of the 7th with 5 other games about to get underway. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The third and final hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
All right, happy Friday. Happy Friday of a long weekend, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you have some good things planned in the days to come. Jason Milne and Reid Wilkins with you until 6 o'clock. Tonight, we're having a great afternoon. Love doing the show and love talking to a lot of great people, including the new head coach of the Edmonton Elks, who's going through training camp, so we appreciate him taking time to join us. It is Mark Kilam checking in. Mark, you're on with Reid and Jay. How are you doing? Mark, you might be muted. So maybe we can just double check that quickly. And we'll get him going here. Coaches are good with the X's and O's. Not always with the technology. That's okay though, because I'm not always good with the technology either.
It's foreign to me.
We'll get him set up there. Good to have Mark on the show. Obviously, busy. These football. I think I told you a few years ago. I did an interview with Aaron Grimes during training camp, and I said, "Can you take us through your day?" And I didn't talk for 15 minutes.
I know.
It's 6 a.m. till almost midnight for some of the players and coaches. Do we have him now, Coop? No. Oh, okay. We'll work on it. We'll get Mark on. I don't know if there's a backup phone number we could use too. Well, we'll get him on.
Maybe reconnect, Mark. Oh,
we got him. We got him, Mark. All right, Mark. Yes. Thanks for your patience.
I put it in the chat 5 minutes ago. I'm like, do I need to unmute or anything? And then nobody answered me. So
that's okay. Well, we got you. We got you. So we're here. Thanks for doing for people. We have the video element, YouTube as well. So thanks for rolling with that. I know you're busy, so thanks for hopping on. I'm going to dive right in. Mark, I'm always interested in the tone and team identity. And this is your first camp as a head coach. Maybe some players know you, but maybe you're not. What kind of things did you do early on to try to establish the tone and the identity of the team that you want?
Well, we're coaching a certain kind of way. I mean, I think the staff and myself, we believe in running a certain kind of practice with high tempo. We're really well organized. We transition well from period to period. Our meetings have been on point. The defense does a ton of walkthrough as part of their evening meetings. I think without getting into the specifics of what's actually happening in our meetings, The guys have been really, really responsive to the things that we're asking them to do and the way that we want to play football here.
All right. I brought this up earlier with Jay that I was going to ask this question. And this is something that I don't know because I've never been in a high-level athlete's shoes or in your shoes as a coach. This is a time of year when there's a lot of players, and sometimes you have to tell a player, hey, man, you're not going to be an Edmonton Elk right now. Can you share with us how you cut a player? What goes into that conversation for you?
Well, we did the rookie camp cuts, and then we had to cut down to 10. But our personnel department handles most of those. I give a message to the players that depending on what kind of relationship I have with them. If I have a personal relationship, so I'll give you an example. So Toshi was a kicker that we had in Calgary for 2 years on the PR. We cut him at the end of rookie camp. So I brought him in my office and I released him personally. I didn't want the personnel department to do that because I've already created this relationship with him. Some of the other rookies, I didn't have that relationship, and our personnel department did that. As we go on and we have to make some of the harder cuts at the end of training camp, I've got a lot of relationships with those guys, but so I would definitely want to do that myself. But, the first ones, mostly the personnel department handled those.
Okay. Well, thanks for sharing that. I know it's not an easy situation, right? Like, you try to, whether it's the personnel department or you, though, you try to emphasize, like, you might be back. And if it's not in Edmonton, maybe it's another team. Like, don't let this deter your effort or your preparation or things like that.
Yeah, I think our team put out a video of me saying that to the rookies at the end of rookie camp, something like that. But, I'm never going to lie to a guy. I'm going to tell him the truth. I'm going to tell him why. I'm going to tell him what happened, where I think he can get better, that I'll support him. If he got beat out, that's a reality of what we do. I think something that we've done a good job of in training camp is providing opportunities at a lot of positions for guys. We've got a heavy rotation right now. A lot of guys moving around in different positions so that they can show different things. They're getting a ton of reps on special teams at a ton of different places. And I've always been one to try to push guys, especially in the first preseason game. They're going to play a ton of football. They're going to play all over the field. I tell guys, whether your name's at the top of the depth chart or fifth, you still have to know what to do so that when you do get that opportunity, you make the most of it. And that way, at least at the end of it, they can look themselves in the eye and say, I got a legit opportunity and it didn't work out, which is a harsh reality of professional sports. But, we try to treat people the right way.
Head coach of the Edmonton Elks, Mark Kilam, joining us here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I wanted to ask you about Jordan McSimic. You hired him, brought him in as your offensive coordinator. I'm not going to speak about last year in the terms of anything you had to do with, obviously, but there was times in that year where they were throwing the ball a lot and not running the ball, or then at the end of the year they ran the ball a lot and weren't throwing as much. The wealth of talent that you've got in that offensive backfield with the quarterbacks, the receivers, the running backs, how are you expecting him to find balance and create an offense that's working symbiotically together, but still using all of the talent that you have accumulated on offense?
Yeah, part of my job is to remind Jordan to be balanced, but I sit in the meetings. If there's something that comes up, I'll bring it up. But Jordan is tremendous at what he does. He's really impressive to, he doesn't say much when you see him in public, but when you see him talk football, the guy is a machine. He's very passionate about it. He knows what he's talking about. He does an incredible job installing and teaching the concepts and the level of detail in the offensive concepts. Part of having balance is we retained Steven Soros, who was the run game coordinator last year. And, they do some things that are difficult to defend. And, having those guys and watching those two guys work together in the off season, because we're both we're all here in the building. I think that you're going to see an offense that takes the best things of what Jordan did in BC and takes the best things of what Coach Sorrells did here, and I think it's going to be really impressive to watch.
Well, speaking of that, like with the offensive line coach, Steven Sorrells, he's the only person that was here in Edmonton last year as a member of the coaching staff. Everybody else is new. Now, they may not be new to each other, but they're new to this organization in the role that they're in. Players have to find out about each other and gel as a unit. Does that happen with coaches? I mean, you guys have been together in the offseason, but are you starting to come together as an adhesive unit as you go through camp here as the coaching staff?
No doubt. I mean, you'd hope that, if you spend from 5 a.m. till 10 p.m. at night with people that you'd come together. But, I've been incredibly pleased, Jay, with the way our staff works together. We had that off season and where we were working together, but you never really know till you get on the field. And I think I said it after one of our first rookie camp practices. It felt like we had been together for 3 years as a staff. It just ran so well. And, we work, we balance each other out. Each of us has our own strengths. And I think that we're meshing really well. Now, we haven't gotten the fire of a game and felt the heat on the sideline yet. And that'll be a bridge that we have to cross. But, so far, I've just been nothing but pleased with the way that we're working together.
Well, that'll sure. I'm sure Elks fans out there will appreciate that answer for sure, Mark. Thanks for your time. We're not going to keep you much longer. I know you're busy, but training camp always presents battles at different positions at different times of the camp. Are you able to walk us through a couple key areas where there might be some battles that you expected, or maybe that weren't so expected coming into camp?
Sure. Well, one that everyone expected is the battle at kicker. I mean, those guys are going kick for kick. Vincent Blanchard and Campbell Fair are doing a great job. They're battling every day. We're kicking every day. Different style of kicks every day. But those guys, that was one that we knew was going to be a tight battle, and they're kick for kick right now. They're very, very close. DB, I think, is a very, very highly competitive position in training camp. We've got a couple different style of DBs. We've got some big ones. We've got some smaller, twitchy, explosive, versatile defensive backs. We've got a couple nationals mixed in there. I think that position group is really, really tight. That was one of the largest numbers when we started rookie camp, and even when we started main camp. We've kind of whittled it down just a little bit, but we're 3-4 deep, three deep at every spot, and all three of those guys at every spot are battling. So that's a great position battle to watch as we go through camp.
Okay, and Mark, last one for me. Thanks again for doing this. It's Fan Day tomorrow, so a special day, chance to interact a little bit more. Fans can meet some of their favorite players, maybe say hi to you and some of the new coaches. I mean, I think CFL fans, a lot of Elks fans will know your face from Calgary and seeing you on TV before, and then seeing you join the Elks. What do people say to you if they come up to you at the store or see you leaving the stadium? Or what kind of message do you try to get out if you have a quick interaction with a fan?
Everybody's excited. Everybody's excited. I get a lot of, I haven't been this excited for the team since I can't remember the last time I was this excited for the team. And I want them to be excited. Obviously we have to back it up on the field, and we understand that, but we're trying to do the right things to lean into that energy and lean into that excitement. I think Fan Day is going to be great. We're going to Sherwood Park. We're doing a full situational football script. The announcers are going to be there. They're going to read off the situation so everyone knows what's going on. We're going to have the anthem. We're going to have our game day people there. We're going to spend time with fans on the field after. I mean, I think it's going to be great. The guys are looking forward to it. It's almost like high school football because we're going in our full gear, but we're going to carry our helmets and our shoulder pads on the bus just like high school ball. So it's going to be a good time. Hopefully we have a great turnout, and fans can come out and see their favorite players, and we're going to have some great interactions.
Right on. Mark, we really appreciate you doing this. We hope to have you and many of your players on throughout the season, and we wish you a lot of success, and have a great day tomorrow.
Thank you, guys. Take care. Sorry about the mic.
No, that's okay. That's okay. We got it all figured out. Mark Kilam is the new head coach the Edmonton Elks. So great for him to give us some time here in the middle of training camp going into fan day tomorrow. By the way, there's already a CFL preseason game on Monday. The Elks don't play a preseason game until next weekend. Yeah, a lot of positive energy around the team. I think he's right, the most in a while, because people feel good about Chris Morris and Ed Hervey and now Mark in those positions. Now they got to do it on the field. 0-2, 0-3 or whatever is going to make people nervous if they don't start well. But let's hope that they do. But good. It's good to it's good to get the coaches on and see their demeanor. I mean, we talk a lot about Knobloch's demeanor. I get sort of a sense of calm and organization from Coach Kilam as well, though he might use a little more intonation when he talks than Knobloch might. And also, I sense the good old football head coach paranoia that I've known about for years, where he said, "Well, I'm not going to tell you what goes on in the meetings, even though you didn't really ask that." But that's I've known. I don't know if I've ever talked to an active NFL coach, but I've talked to CFL and U Sports and a lot of high school football coaches over the years, and they're all. We had a coach once in Wainwright. He didn't want us to come cover their team.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, like the final for the Wheatland Football League was going to be Wainwright against Lloyd Comp. And I phoned the school and I said, "Hey, could we come to practice?" And I have to talk to the principal, and the principal said, "Yeah, we'd love the coverage, come down." And then the football coach called me himself the next day. He's like, I'd prefer if you didn't come. And I was like, well, I said, I realize you're the football coach, but I've cleared it with the principal, and
chill out, pal.
I said, it is, we're doing a story on Lloyd Comp, and I want to do a story on the Wainwright team. And he's like, well, I don't want a camera at my practice. And I said, okay, we'll see this from my perspective. I live in Lloydminster. If I do a preview of the game from the Lloyd Comp team and don't do a story on the Wainwright team, I'm going to be accused of not fairly covering the game. Oh, he wouldn't even drive to Wainwright. And he kind of grumbled and said, I said, look, we're not filming your plays.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, we will interview your players. We will shoot only what you say it's okay for us to shoot. Okay? We're not spies. And eventually it was okay. Anyway, side note.
Well, I mean, even at training camp, there are times where you can shoot and times where you can't.
Right.
Right. And that's not that's not new. That's just protecting what you're working hard at perfecting. Because there may be times you're running things over and over again, or sets or looks that might be different from last year that you simply don't want other people to see. At the professional level, 100%. At the Wheatland level, not so much.
Well, yeah, I don't know if... Well, I guess you never know what they're going to do for a competitive... I remember, though...
Did you say in your story, and the Wainwright head coach was unavailable for comment?
No, I didn't. Well, he still talked to us once we were there. And I don't know, sometimes... I don't know if he was thinking about this too, but sometimes with teenage athletes, they view being interviewed or being on TV than a college or a pro athlete might. So I think there might have been some too, I don't want it to go to their heads. Or I don't want the three players to get interviewed to be, that there'd be jealousy from the other players. I think that might have been part of it too. I know it only happened once or twice. I was in Lloyd 7 years, and the Blazers / Bobcats, the junior A team, weren't very good most of the time. And you get to know the coaches because you were around. And there was one afternoon game, they just stunk. Lost 4-5-0, like no effort. And I interviewed the coach and I said, "Hey, can I grab this guy?" And he's like, "Reid, I'm not like." He goes, "If you want to be mad at me," he's like, "I'm not giving you anybody today because I don't want anybody to be put on TV because I don't want any guy thinking, oh, I got interviewed, I must have played okay."
Oh,
and I said, "Yeah." I said, as long as
that's okay.
Yeah, and I said, as long as you don't make a habit of it, because I said, I need interviews. He's like, "No," he's like, "I'll probably never do this again." But he's like, "We were so bad today. I don't want a kid thinking, oh, I was still the player of the game. I got interviewed." You know what I mean? So anyway, that won't be a problem with the Elks.
Well, I thought that was great with Mark, and I just want everybody to know, listening, we're going to have more Elks players on as we lead up to...
Yeah, and you should have guys on tomorrow, too.
The season open. Oh, we're going to have a lot. If you are... we're going to be live streaming from Elks Fan Day from 12 to 2, and you're going to hear from as many people as we can pull in and ask them questions. So it's always a fun day at Elks Fan Day. I would suggest to come down there as well, because they do a good job of it. There's lots of activity for kids. It's a very family-friendly event. and you get to see the pros up close and personal. So come on out. It's always a fun time.
Yeah, and Play Alberta, a partner with the Elks for Play Alberta Field. Play Alberta, a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk as well. Make sure your bets make your bets count for you and everybody else with the Play Alberta app, with hundreds of player prop bets on the biggest leagues: NFL, CFL, NHL, NBA, Major League Baseball, you name it. You're not just playing for fun, you're supporting your province. Play Alberta revenue helps fund Alberta programs and services. Deposit today with the promo code YEG50 and get an EST exclusive $50 free bet to get started. On playalberta.ca, click on sports and then look for EST specials down the side. We have Jay's Play of the Day. We have a whole bunch of other fun stuff there, and you can jump in on those.
Somebody had suggested Nolan Ryan as a great, over 40 athlete.
Yeah.
Said there's a documentary on him. I think it's called Facing Nolan. He said it's incredible. He also adds that Nolan Ryan beat up Robin Ventura when he was in his 40s.
Was he already in his 40s when the fight with Ventura happened?
That was hilarious. Remember, he got him in like a headlock and
just started pounding the top of his head.
Like, that's an old man fight.
Yeah, that was Ryan was. Well, didn't he throw a no-hitter in his 40s?
Let's find out.
We can look that up quickly. Yeah, but he was a great pitcher. All right, 780-218-9999 is how you can text us. That's the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. You can email Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com or Jay at EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
He threw two no-hitters.
Threw two hitters after turning 40. All right. So Corey Perry's got a lot to accomplish still.
Well, maybe he would.
He'll have to get a hat trick in his 40s in the playoffs.
There you go.
But that's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, he had two the other day. First two.
Yeah, two in a game.
Right.
And in the Nasty Chat on YouTube, and if you are taking in the YouTube stream, first of all, subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk if you haven't already, and click the thumbs up button. We have got to 156 likes, so we will do a double word of the day. We still want to make a late push for 200. So don't delay if you haven't clicked, or copy the link and share it to other people and say, hey, check out the end of these guys' show, taking it a long weekend. Give them a thumbs up. They're two reasonably good guys. I mean, you're a good guy. I'm a bit on the fence. So together, we're reasonably good guys.
Together, we're excellent.
Yes. All right. We will get fired up when we get back.
Just one game in the NHL tonight. Leafs fighting to push a Game 7 against the Panthers. Florida rattling off 3 straight wins in that series. However, Toronto gets Pontus Holmberg and Cale Yarncroke back in the lineup. Winner of that matchup battles Carolina in the conference finals. And from San Francisco, Brock Purdy has signed a 5-year, $265 million extension, being locked in through the 2030 season. Medicine Hat in the WHL Championship Series looks to clinch in Game 5 against the Chiefs. Gavin McKenna and Caden Lindstrom returning to the Tigers lineup. In basketball, Celtics look to stay alive once again, this time in Game 6 against the Knicks. Winner of that series taking on the Pacers, and the Stingers hit the court in Winnipeg to clash with the Sea Bears. Tune in for tip-off at 6:30 right here on EST as we have live coverage of the tilt on all of our audio streams. 5 games are live in baseball. Jays and Tigers in their series opener runless in the bottom of the first. Dalton Varsho at bat for the Jays with 2 outs remaining in the inning. This sports update is brought to you by Clover Bar Feeds. Clover Bar Feeds has all the animal feed you'll need. Get top-notch service and selection from their family-owned business. Visit Clover Bar Feeds at 200 Portage Close in Sherwood Park, or call them at 780-467-5014. The Reid Wilkins Show returns after a brief intermission. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
We're going to get to Bruce Boudreau. He's going to join us here.
Klingberg looks like 2017 Dallas Stars right now. And look at, what's the guy's name? Wallman. Detroit paid San Jose to take him. They paid him. Bouchard's only playing for one team now. He's not playing for both teams. Things are looking up in Oil Town right now. If you're thinking going to the finals again, it's a good thought.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric, presented by South Ford Chevrolet. Weekday mornings 6 to 9, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Strike up some fun at the Banquet Bar. Bowling, drinks, and a great time with friends where the good times roll. Whether you're here to bowl or just hang out, the Banquet Bar is your go-to spot. Get real, play hard at the Banquet.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Your home for great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
My mother used to let us not lock the doors. She's like, if you're locking the doors inside of the house, it means you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. Yeah, that's why we lock the doors.
Host of the Bad Friends and Whiskey Ginger podcast, don't miss Andrew Santino, Freeze Peach, live at the River Cree May 22nd.
Michael, what are you doing? We have locks on the outside of the house to keep criminals from coming inside. There's no criminals inside of this house. Yes, there are, Karen.
Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. Excitement, bet on it.
Keep your team jersey and rally towel close by and help bring the championship home. For all your other treasures, store them with Sentinel Storage. Store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
All right, so tonight we got Maple Leafs, Panthers. Panthers up, what are they up? 3-2 in the best of 7? So that means if Florida wins, Toronto's out, right?
1, 2. Yes.
Yeah, that'd be 4 wins for Florida. But the Leafs can win and take it back home for Game 7.
What are your feelings about this game?
I don't personally.
No, not personally.
You want me to give you Commander Data's feelings?
Yes,
Captain. I fail to see the reason for emotional attachment to sporting teams. I'm fine with the Leafs not winning the Stanley Cup ever. that's my short thing. So, and then tomorrow is Winnipeg, Dallas, Game 6, right? Back in Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, I came up with some ideas here because I'm being quite ridiculed for not liking the term gentleman's sweep.
But
I thought, okay, if we're going to have a gentleman's sweep, we need to call every series as a sweep of some form. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I said a gentleman's sweep is the winning team goes WWWLW.
Yes.
That's the only way I might accept. And Dustin's like, no, it's LWWW. I'm like, no, it isn't. But I'll come up with some other terms. So win-win, loss, win-win, which is what Edmonton just did to Vegas, right?
Yeah.
That's a split sweep.
Ooh, I like it.
Win, loss, win-win-win would be a Spock sweep because live long and prosper. So if you were looking at me, this is the win, then there's a break, and then there's 3 wins together.
Isn't it like this?
Which is who's the one that has the one? Or was that Mork from Mork? I thought one of them had the pinky out. Okay, I'll have to work on that one. That's why we're workshopping it. A series that goes win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. That's the checkerboard sweep.
Nice.
And then loss, win, 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 win would be the delayed sweep. So every series is a form of a sweep. So we can't. So Spock sweep I did was incorrect.
Spock
I'd like to work Star Trek or Star Wars in somehow. Win, loss, win, win, win. That could be the, I don't know what that would be.
It rhymes.
What?
Like it makes a win, loss, win, 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 loss, win, win, win.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm thinking, okay, if series that aren't sweeps are going to be called sweeps, then we'll call every series a sweep, but just give it a specific name.
What if you go win, 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 win? You can't just call it a sweep.
Yes, that's a sweep.
No.
Traditional sweep.
traditional. You have to throw in the
Yeah,
common.
it becomes a traditional
common sweep.
Yeah. It's just like how now you have to specify when you're using the word literally, whether you mean it literally or you're using it as a form of exaggeration or figuratively, right? Like a few years ago, the word literally stopped meaning literally. Because people were using it to mean like very much so. You know, like Jay is so hungry, like his stomach has literally disappeared. Well, no, it hasn't.
No, it's still there.
No.
Right.
Like the point of...
Literally, man. Literally.
Yeah. It's like, you know, the Maple Leafs are under so much pressure. Austin Matthews is literally on fire. No, he isn't. If he were literally on fire, that would be dangerous. You just say the Leafs are under so much pressure. Austin Matthews must feel like he's on fire. Like that's how figurative terms are used. That
Are you fired up?
See, now I'm bugged about it.
Are you fired up?
Well, why can't we just use language properly? And if there's any word that should mean what it means, it's literally. Literally. As some people overpronounce it. My goodness. All right. We're going into the weekend. Hope you're having a great Friday afternoon. Good to have Mark Kilam on the show, head coach of your Edmonton Elks. Fan day tomorrow. And we had Quinn Phillips on the show earlier. Joaquin Gage was here. We had some comments from Chris Knobloch. I should play this quick clip again. Just a quick update from Knobloch on Matthias Ekholm.
Yeah, he is day-to-day, and I'm not anticipating him being ready for game 1 or 2, but we're optimistic that maybe sometime in this third round he will join us.
All right, so maybe in the third round he can join them. And we are indeed fired up for Gemco Fireplaces, proudly serving Edmonton and area for 45 years. The authorized dealer for Napoleon Fireplaces. Whether it's gas or wood burning, look no further than Canadian-made Napoleon Fireplaces. All the Napoleon products you need are available at Gemco, 9281 50th Street. So you know what I'm going to do this weekend that I'm actually fired up about? I'm going to finish season 2 of Andor. So Andor is a Star Wars television show on Disney+. This is the second and final season of it. And it is outstanding, Jay. It is adult Star Wars. It is grown-up Star Wars. It is well-written, well-acted. It looks great. It has layered, weaving storylines. And this second season, I think, has been spectacular. You know, Star Wars fans like me, we can be a little entitled. And a lot of us saw the first Star Wars when we were kids. You know how old I was when I saw the first Star Wars in the theater?
No.
I was 4. It was in 1978. One of the kindest things my parents have ever done is they took me to Star Wars. I remember it came out in 1977, and then I think it was re-released the next summer. And one of my parents, probably my dad, was like, we should go see this and maybe take the kid because he seems like he'd be into it. And that like changed my life. I remember on the way home that day, we were living near Alder Flats at the time. We stopped at some store, and my parents got me a Chewbacca and a Stormtrooper action figure. And then I reenacted the whole movie with those 2 figures. So like they had to play other characters. So this has been a part of my life. And then, you know, the prequel trilogies came out with The Phantom Menace, and those weren't very good. And then the parts 7, 8, and 9 came out, which I think they're okay. I think the first 45 minutes of The Force Awakens is outstanding. But I think there's this feeling, you know, for people who, like me, who got into Star Wars as kids and then grew up still liking it and talking about it and consuming the shows and the books and the movies that have come out since, that we, you know, where's that Star Wars we deserve? Andor is the Star Wars that Star Wars fans deserve. And it's the Star Wars show that has finally matched the age and intellect of its fans. You know, like this is made for adults. This is like the Breaking Bad or the Better Call Saul of the Star Wars world.
Really?
It's just it's a well put together story. And it's what I like is it's not all about the Force, and you don't have to know the Skywalker family tree, and you don't have to know the exact speed of the Millennium Falcon. Like it's within the Star Wars mythology, but it's sort of doing its own thing, and it's about the rise of the rebellion against the Empire. And Star Wars has often been very childish in how it's presented. There's good and there's evil, and there's some people that have this magic power. Some use it for good and evil, and they fight. And there's a little green guy that speaks in backwards sentences. Not backwards, disjointed sentences. But this is, okay, how would a rebellion form? How would the Empire try to seek out the rebellion? What sort of things is the Empire doing to build this thing called the Death Star? There's politicians involved. There's people on the soldier level involved. There's, all these people helping the rebellion try to get going and try to rise up. And it is just so smart, and it's so compelling. It's emotional. I know the final 3 episodes are already out on Disney Plus, and I've seen little tidbits, and people are just like, wow. And it's so good. It is so good. Like, I would say, if you've never watched Star Wars, I would say watch Andor. It's just good television. It's good storytelling. Maybe you might miss out on the odd thing, but somebody will fill you in. Okay, that's, this is that person, that's that person, or this is how this all fits in. But you really don't need to know that. You can kind of watch it on its own, because it's mostly new characters. There's the odd character who might be in from a previous movie or something, but it's not as if you really, I feel like I'm missing 80% of the content. It is just absolutely wonderful. And I'm fired up to finish this weekend. Maybe tonight. Who knows?
You know where I stand on these things. I don't usually watch shows like this. But I'm asking you this. I've seen the original Star Wars. The ones that you referenced when you said you were young, you were 4.
Right.
I've seen those. Yeah, liked them. Cool. Could I then pick up and go right into Andor?
Yes.
And be entertained
Yes.
and am I missing out on anything?
No, you'd be fine.
I'd be fine.
Yep.
Second question. When Star Wars was bought by Disney, right?
Well, I might not know this.
Disney bought the franchise. Weren't hardos for Star Wars? I don't know if I'd consider you a hardo. But were the Star Wars hardos, weren't they somewhat pissed off that Disney was now going to roll out series after series of and almost ruin the legacy of Star Wars with things such as Andor?
I don't remember.
Now, the other side of that, Reid, is Andor so good that even those that were upset with Disney's acquisition of the Star Wars franchise couldn't help but still watch it because it's so good? And it's actually, Disney's
think
carrying the torch
just
properly.
Good. But I think that's the beauty of it, though. Like I was saying, they went outside, because a lot of the other storytelling has been, let's take an existing character and fill in the blanks. Here was this character before you knew them in a movie, or here's what this character did between these 2 movies. And some of it's been fun. I mean, most of the Mandalorian stuff's been pretty good. Some of it, maybe the last season, I didn't think was as good. But that's the beauty of now. The Andor did come out of the Rogue One movie. That's the character, but it's the lead into that, and it's taking us into areas of that Star Wars galaxy that we haven't seen. And
is
like
it suitable for kids?
Not little kids. No, I don't think a little kid would be able to follow Andor. Like, quite frankly, sometimes I have trouble following all the weaving storylines, but I just know it's really, really good and really, really smartly written.
How long's an episode?
40 to 50.
You going to knock them out tonight?
I might, yeah. Depending on how tired or not tired I am. I'll finish it this weekend for sure. It's too good not to watch.
Well, as if it's that good, then you should be able to knock it out tonight.
Well, I might, yeah. I may want to savor it, though, over the course of the weekend. It's just so smartly written, Jay. It's so smartly written.
Well, I'm excited you're excited about it.
Well, I'm also excited to be excited about something, because usually nothing gets me going.
Just a plain existence.
And just
I'm excited that it's a long weekend. I'm not used to this yet. Still strikes me as interesting.
What's that?
Oh, the thought of having a weekend, but then extended by a day.
So did you ever get a long weekend at Yvonne's Furniture?
No. Unless it was holiday, unless I was on holidays.
Okay, right.
But no, you'd be open Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. You'd have holiday hours.
Right.
So instead of being open from 10 to 8 on Monday, you'd be open from 12 to 5.
Oh, I see.
So you could, get a little extra sleep in the morning and come home for supper. But no, this is all foreign territory.
But you are working tomorrow.
That's a funny thing.
Do you have football tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm coaching at that field.
Oh, nice.
You said that earlier that I'm working tomorrow, and I was like, do I actually think
you're
of
on
this
air.
as work?
That is your job. I mean, it
guess
is your job.
But it's not like I'm like, oh, hey, honey, I got to work from 12 to 2 tomorrow. It's
I get it. Yeah.
No, it's like, hey, I get to be at Elks Day, and I get to interview players and coaches, and,
Right.
It's funny to think of it that way. It's not work per se. I understand it technically is.
Yes, that's what I mean.
But no, I'm excited for that. Fan Day is honestly very, very fun.
So what time is your flag football game tomorrow that you're coaching?
11 to 11:55.
Oh, and then you go straight to join Matt on air.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I want to bring the whole team over.
Oh,
And I want to have them kick Matt in the shins and,
That's good. Matt will have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
I hope that he's listening.
He'd like that.
That's pretty cool. And what's your team record? 1-1?
1-1. See how it goes tomorrow. I'm not allowed on the field. Yeah. I'm, you know what? It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
How are you going to send in the plays?
Number system. I got plays on the wristband, and I call 1 or 4 or 7. We only have 8 plays.
Okay. What if the other team figures them out?
They won't.
They're calling their own plays.
They won't. They're
don't
too
have a
busy
spotter.
trying to figure out who to cover and why there's a dandelion on the field and, other things.
What are the dimensions of the field again?
What is it? 30 wide, 55 long.
Oh, nice. Okay. And it's just 4 downs to get a touchdown? 5 downs to get a touchdown?
4 downs, 3 downs to get to half, 3 downs to score. No, 4.
Okay.
3.
And every drive starts on your own 5 or something like that?
Yeah. It's 3, Reid. It's 3 to half, then from half, 3 to score.
So if there's an interception, do you get it from where the interception happened, or do you go?
No, you
back
can run it back.
You can run it back. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, there's no kicking.
No kicking.
So if you didn't cross midfield, the
We'd
other
get
team
it on their 5.
The other team goes back to their 5. Okay.
And kids, single players can only score 3 touchdowns per game.
Oh, as an individual,
you can't have some.
So if you had some really fast Chuba Hubbard,
yeah, you can't.
You couldn't just
hand him the ball and say go.
Right. Well, that's pretty cool.
We're gonna open up the playbook tomorrow, Reid.
You should do a reverse.
Talk about not wanting to give anything away.
Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have. I've said too much.
We might have 2 reverses.
Don't give out the playbook on the show, Jablonski.
No, reverses are fun. Kids have fun. That's all it's about.
Jay and I are coming to you from the Banquet Studio every Monday. Bowl for just $2 all day at the Banquet Bar. Walk in, grab your friends, and start your week with some fun. Get real, play hard. The Banquet. Should I pick my second number now?
Oh, yeah. You had 14.
So your mom gave you how many numbers?
50 words.
50? Oh, just 50 words.
No, there's 3 other pages, too. So this is one of them. So there's 1 through 50. You've already
49.
declared 14.
49.
And 49. Okay,
14
I'll work on
and
that.
49. So those are the numbers you're going to give me.
You know what? 14, I think you're fine with.
49,
I don't know what 49 is
going to
yet.
destroy me. All right, we got the Coob with a sports update.
In the Sunshine State, Florida and Toronto dropped the puck in Game 6 with the Leafs on the brink of elimination down 3-2 in the series. Carolina will face the victor of that matchup, while out west, Brock Purdy gets the bag in San Francisco, being signed to a 5-year, $265 million contract extension with the 49ers, keeping him locked up through the 2030 season. And Game 5 for the WHL Championship Series goes between the Tigers and Chiefs. Gavin McKenna and Caden Lindstrom returning for Medicine Hat. On the court, the Knicks look to close out their series against the Celtics. New York up 3-2 in that one, losing Game 5 by a 25-point spread. Winner of that series plays Indiana in Winnipeg. It's the Stingers and Seabears tipping off at 6:30. You can listen to the game right here on EST with all of our audio streams broadcasting the live call of the game. Check out the full broadcasting schedule at edmontonsportstalk.com. While in baseball, 5 games are live. The Jays are down 1-0 against the Tigers in the end of the second inning. The final segment of the Reid Wilkins Show brings us back on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching the button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Yeah, so Elks Fan Day tomorrow, Emerald Hills Sports Pavilion in Sherwood Park. 10 a.m. Be there around 10 a.m., before 10 a.m. to take in the full experience. It is free, family-friendly activities. Meet your favorite Double E players. Maybe you'll meet Jason Milne. Maybe you'll meet Matthew Iwanek, as they will be broadcasting on Edmonton Sports Talk from noon until 2. The Elks preseason, their first game is next Saturday in Calgary. Saturday, May 24th at Calgary. The Elks home preseason game, Friday, May 30th, 7:30 against the BC Lions. So that's what's going on there. Oilers do not play until TBD, brah. Probably Wednesday at the earliest against either Dallas or Winnipeg in the Western Conference Final. Chris Knobloch commenting today about a lot of the players on his team playing better now in the postseason than they ever did in the regular season.
I think a lot of it has to do with just the level of competition and more of what the games mean. You need a certain amount of intensity, fire to play this game. And during the regular season, sometimes it can be a grind. It's tough to get up for a game January 15th as it is for a Stanley Cup playoff game where you can eliminate a team or whatever it is. So I think a lot of it maybe had to do with what was on our minds this year. All right, let's just get through the regular season. Let's hit the playoffs because that's what really matters. But I don't know. I think that might be a little bit, but not that they didn't care about the regular season, but just that, it's just a different fire. It's a different level of intensity that you need for the regular season as opposed to the playoffs.
Now we've seen Kapanen and Stetcher come into the lineup, play well. Series-winning goal for Kapanen against Vegas, and Knobloch talked about having guys ready to play, but not always being able to put them in the lineup.
It's a difficult situation for those guys where we go long stretches of time. It's not like in the regular season when we are, a player might miss a string of games, might be 3 in a row, and then we usually get them back in. Different with the playoffs, where playoffs, things are going well and there's no need to change things. We don't change things because that next game is so important to win. I think with right now, to judge, are they engaged? Are they involved? It's a little bit different right now in the playoffs, just because we don't really practice. If we're practicing, it's short. It's not very long. During the series, it's pretty much only pregame skates. So it's not that you want to see if they're ready to go, because it's kind of a formality when they're out there. I think we try and keep those guys engaged, know kind of where they stand. And if we do have injuries or somebody's not playing well, or what I'm thinking about in the future, that this is where we're going to need you and now you need to be ready. So it's not that they're forgotten, but obviously it's a difficult situation for them. And the worst part of my job as a coach is telling players that they're not playing.
Well, I think that is a tough conversation, but do you think, quick question, Jay, before we get to words of the day, do you think Kapanen's success makes the guys who aren't playing want to be even more ready to go in, if that's possible? Because it's like, I've been a healthy scratch, but heck, if I get in and I might play in overtime, I might be on Leon's line, stuff like that. Stetcher's been in playing 16 minutes.
Maybe.
Or maybe they already know that. Maybe Knobloch, they already know Knobloch's going to treat them that way, but it's not as if some players, they get put in, I'm on the fourth line. I played 3 minutes. So I bust my ass in practice, and you still
just
really
happy to
don't
be
trust me to play. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe. He set a damn good example, I'll tell you that. So did Stetcher, for what it's worth.
Yeah, Stetcher played well. 780-218-9999 is how you text us. The afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen restaurant. All-you-can-eat prime rib buffet for just $49.99 every Sunday from 4 to 10 p.m. All right, let's wrap up this fun week.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
Okay, so my mom is an avid listener of the show, big fan. She sent in a list of, several lists of words of the day. This one was numbered 1 through 50, so Reid chose 14.
Now, how does she number them? By order of difficulty, or just to separate them?
Random, baby.
Just okay.
Reid chose 14 as his first number. The word that corresponds with number 14 is enigmatic. Enigmatic.
ENIGMATIC. And this means mysterious or hidden, or, almost like a, That's an easy one.
2 for 2 on Pearl's words.
To me, that's an easy one.
Okay, well, let's see how you do on this one, big boy.
Probably not as well.
Maybe. I think you are. Tantamount.
So tantamount, I'm pretty sure I know how to spell it. TANTAMOUNT. And I think it means, that's the best way to put it. It would be something that is directly comparable to something, or that would cause something. So let's say,
now you can take the.
No, but can I try to give an example? Because I think.
Please.
So let's say you announced in January that you were retiring at the end of the season. Okay. And
then I'm the coach of your team and we make the Stanley Cup final, and I say, I don't think Milne matches up well against this other team. I'm probably not going to play him. So you could say Coach Wilkins benching Milne is tantamount to ending his career because you're not going to play again. It's something that basically amounts to something else, even if it's not directly said or done.
Equivalent in value, significance, or effect.
Right.
So it's equal.
Right.
Basically. One of the sentences I has was, his statement was tantamount to an admission of guilt.
Right.
Right? Wow, 4 for 4.
4 for 4 going into a long weekend. I can finally, for the first time ever in my life,
you should thank my
feel
mother.
good about myself for the course of a long weekend.
That's good. I'm glad. Also, if you are going to Fan Day tomorrow, there is a Sports Central equipment donation bin.
Oh, good reminder, yes.
So if you've got some old soccer cleats, basketballs that you're just kicking around your house, they would be more than excited to take them tomorrow down at Emerald Hills.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good stuff going on with Sports Central and the Elks for that. Oh, my goodness. We're going into a weekend. There is not an Oilers game. We may very well, over the long weekend, we'll find out their opponent.
We will.
Because Game 7 would be Monday if Winnipeg wins tomorrow. We'll see if the Leafs, the Leafs haven't won the Cup since 1967. I don't know if that's ever been reported. If they lose tonight or were to lose Game 7 on Sunday, they would be ineligible to win the Stanley Cup as well. Maybe that's a good way for teams to market themselves. Instead of saying we've been eliminated from the playoffs, we have been deemed ineligible to win the Stanley Cup.
Throw it back.
Great stuff, Nasties. Thank you so much for tuning into Edmonton Sports Talk. So 10 a.m. tomorrow, Hello Hockey with Tom and Belzy. At noon until 2, Jay and Matt from Emerald Hills in Sherwood Park for Elks Fan Day. 8 a.m. Sunday is the VIP Golf Show with Murray McCourt and Curtis Stock. Thanks to Zachary Kubish. On behalf of the glue guy, Jay Milne, I'm Reid. Have a great long weekend.
Yeah.